There we go. Welcome to the Friday late night beers, gins, wines, whatever it is. Welcome. We've got a crummy beard here. We're going to get rid of. Um, firstly, thanks so much for coming along. How are you, Crumb? You good?
I'm all right, mate. I need to get up to turn my camera back on, but I was about to run for a pee, and then the stream started. So,
mate, you're more than welcome. Honestly, just go, mate. It's cool. I've got to do the intros and stuff.
John
anyway,
will be along in his. You carry on talking. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
You are good to go, mate. Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. Welcome to the late night sort of beers thing. I'm kind of hoping this can be a permanent thing. We all know there's a very well-known YouTube pub. It's obviously Real Ale Craft Beer. He does a little show. I say a little show, blooming big show that goes from 7 till conventionally 10:30. I am that grotty landlord that swings his doors open when all the other pubs close. So thanks for coming along. I appreciate it. Right, bear in mind, right, this guy has labelled himself Handsome John. Welcome along, Handsome John.
Hello, Mark's Beer Reviews. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm Yorkshire's biggest Yahoo, apparently. So I'm playing.
Honestly, if Sharky gets hold of this, he's going to have an absolute field day.
He's going to love it.
He will love it. What are you drinking tonight, John?
I'm on the Warsteiner, but special Warsteiner.
It's not any old Warsteiner, is it?
It's not any old. What's interesting? So I got this in Huddersfield from our friends at Crate Escape, which are massive discounter guys, and they do actually help out little breweries like myself, because if we've got something that's going out of date, they'll pick it up and get it out there. Because a lot of beer, despite what people think, even after the sell-by date, is perfectly drinkable, especially the high ABV stuff. So this actually is in date. It doesn't go out until June, but it's Warsteiner that's been made in Germany, and it was exported to America and has somehow found its way back to England. And I bought 12 bottles of it for £9. How mad is that?
Blooming heck.
And I will say, it tastes very different to the stuff that we get. I'll buy Warsteiner now and again in the UK, but it's not. I think it's brewed by Marston's. So
yeah,
this is definitely different, and it's under the purity law as well, which is nice.
It's a good thing. Talking of purity laws, I'm on the Hofbrau Original Lager.
Oh, I only bought some of that as well today.
Oh, it's kind of fast become my go-to Friday night beer, if I'm honest.
Do you know what else I've got?
I heard ridiculous sunglasses were necessary for this stream.
Indeed. That's the only way to look.
Oh, God.
Now, keep in mind, I can see nothing now because these are not prescription lenses. I've got no idea what's going on. This is if you make a that joke would have been funny if I remember his name. What's the famous blind pianist's name?
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, make a Stevie Wonder joke. This is basically where we're at.
Yeah.
So I can't say anything. How are we doing, guys?
Are these a famous pair of Oakleys, Crumb?
These are the famous pair. Now, I realised we were talking about this in the last stream, and I said I had a pair of white gas cans with the pattern on. And then what I remembered is I used to have a pair of white gas cans with the pattern on until my white dog ate them. And these are the ones that Oakley replaced them with. They didn't do those ones any longer, but these are black, but I've still got that kind of white. See if it focuses.
Cool.
They're just cool, aren't they? They're so cool.
Yeah, I love Oakley. So, I've got a few pairs of Oakleys, and I just think they're the best lenses. I know I'm wearing Pit Vipers now, but Oakley make the best lenses, hands down, 100%.
For the benefit of the stream, John, can you whack the old Pit Vipers on, mate?
He's got them on.
Oh, no. Oh, they are the one. What? I thought you had some red ones. Oh, as you messaged me.
I've got different colour ones. I've got 2 pairs.
I'm gonna take them off now and replace them with real glasses so I can actually see stuff.
They are so bad. He
There we
bought
go.
them twice. There you go.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, people.
We'll leave them. We'll leave them.
Beauty is subjective. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the late night Friday live stream. I was just going to catch up on a couple of comments. Kev, right, this live went on YouTube at about 6:30, and Kev wrote in here waiting at about 6:45. Fair play, Kev. Wind a beer review, Thomas. Hi everyone, please like and share. Yeah, if you would, that'd be great. Thank you. I would appreciate that. Sharky says, what is the fare for this car park, mate? This is a free to ride car park. Kev says, why doesn't open now? I'm bloody freezing. Yeah, sorry, mate. Problem with one of the beer lines. Simo says, hello, you slick. Hello, Simo.
Hello, you slick.
Matthew Smith, even Mark and Beardman. Well, I presume beard men is probably the plural, because that's what we've got on here tonight. Matthew follows up. Matthew follows up to say, John never fails to impress. He's pretty good. I'll give him that. Bramall says, did Paul not make it?
So Paul is technically still in the lobby of my last live stream.
Yeah, he is.
So one or two things will happen. He'll get there, realise no one's there, and join this one, or he's already fallen asleep. We'll find out.
I think he probably would have fallen asleep. He was a little bit drunk, as Ricky Gervais would say.
He was getting a bit rowdy, wasn't he? He was getting a bit rowdy.
I think he went off to make Sweet Love.
I think it's a theory, and it's a theory I support.
Painful, intense love. That's what he made. That's what he's done.
You've shared a room with him, John. You might know about it.
I've never shared a room with Paul.
Jack Bandit says, here we are, and here are we. Jack, where are you from in the States? I feel like you're from Illinois. I feel like we've had this conversation before.
It's my favourite trash panda.
It's a great avatar, though, isn't it?
It is a good avatar. Where is it? It's pretty good.
It's good. I like it.
Sharky says it's John going skiing.
Well,
he does look like a ski knob, doesn't he?
These are all the different things that you can do with a pair of. In fact, I've got it upside down. Right, probably. These are all the different things.
All the different sports. All the different things.
Best when used for.
Yeah, best when used for. I think my favourite one on here, I can't see it because I've got my glasses on, is roundhousing.
Roundhousing.
Yeah, motorboating, which we all know what that is. We've got right. I'll read them out top to bottom. So these sunglasses are suitable for running away, rifling, sled necking, seesawing, windsurfing, moonshoeing, roundhousing, motorboating, wing manning. Don't know what that
wing
is.
manning.
Oh, wing gliding, shuttlecock.
These are all euphemisms.
Yeah, I know. Punch dancing, flight, holding down the fort, piggyback rides, 5-ball juggling, 3-ball juggling, bar biking, knee boarding, break dancing, shark wrestling. Which is good for you. I expect to see you a pair with Sharky. I expect with a pair of pit vipers. Windstorms, blading, water landings. There's a picture of an aircraft. Muscle making, beer pong, sleep sledding, 4-man sledding, figure skating, diamond bags, and ski acting.
Okay, so skiing on its own is not on there.
No, acting is.
Ski acting. So I think they could have put skiing on there. Mark, how X-rated is this late night stream before I care for an explanation?
I'm going to probably publish it. So I'm probably going to publish it as a normal video.
Okay. Are you happy for me to infer?
He's
not sure. He's not sure. You can always take it. You can always mute this bit out later.
No, go for it.
I reckon skiing can be on that thing because skiing is a term that I discovered in my college years when
I know what
a
you're gonna
friend
say
of
now.
mine, when a
The
friend
lady
of
in the
mine,
middle with two guys.
there you go, he's done it. He's done it for me. He's done it for me.
I've already been there and done it. Bought the t-shirt.
He's done it. He's done it. So the best thing was, the best thing was, my mate did it and didn't know it was happening. He thought it was a one-pole situation.
One pole situation.
That's a bad day. That is right.
That's a bad day. The best bit is that he was never told until I knew both of the participants. Well, I knew all three of the participants, but the two that mattered in this particular context. And I heard from both of them within about 6 minutes of each other about what happened. I thought, that's interesting. I've heard this story before.
But was everybody happy? That's the question.
I think at the time they were probably quite pleased about. I'm not sure about later on.
Right then, let's go on. Jack Bandit says John coming out with a drip, dripping in. He's dripping in merchandise. I don't know what's going on here.
He's dripping in. He's dripping in Alibaba swag. Is what's going on.
Yeah, exactly what it is.
This hat is official. Cletus McFarlane.
John looks like he got a Wish gift card for Christmas.
That is absolutely savage.
Moving swiftly on, Matthew Smith
That was
says,
you. That was you, Mark. That wasn't even a comment. You just threw that in there.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, it was all me.
Yeah,
Matthew Smith says, Vacations Imperial Kirsch in the bottle is simply divine. John, can we get Laws to do some barrel aged stuff?
Yes.
I've still got that can in my fridge. I really need to review it.
Yeah, we're on it. We're all over it.
And Travis says, with glasses like that, John, you'll think Johnny's coming to Australia.
Yeah, boy.
See, the thing is, with lenses that big, you can deflect all the immigration issues that other people are facing right now.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what it is. It's like, hold on, there's a sexy Viking here with a chair straight out of Toby Carvery.
Jeez, what did you consume when we were off screen? You come back savage.
Honestly, Paul, Mark is a savage. Honestly, he's savaged me. He's just savaged you.
He's gone straight in there.
Oh my god,
Paul! I said John looks like he got a Wish gift card for Christmas.
Yeah, it looks like John Cena came to see you to grant your wish, and left you looking like a complete prick. That's what happened.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I knew I'd get some good reactions with these sunglasses. It's gonna be awesome. I love it. I love the fact. Don't you think it's funny, like, that a piece of clothing can react? It can just cause a reaction in people. So I got a pair of bright, luminescent green Crocs, and people every time I met someone, they were like, "Bloody hell! Look at them Crocs!" And I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna wear these to church on Sunday. And so I did, and I put some socks on underneath, and people were like, "What?" These people, this is what they called Nike Air Jerusalem. For the sandal.
Yeah.
But I've just modernised it because they're Crocs. They're Australian. But they got the joke, but yeah, it's kind of funny. I love the fact that you wear something and it provokes so much.
So if you're looking bottom right, this isn't a TK Maxx model. This isn't someone that's tumbled through the centre section of Aldi. This is one of our good friends, John. Thank you for coming to the stream. Right on screen now, we've got Seaside Cloud, which isn't a name I recognise. So welcome, mate. And he says hello. And
hello, Seaside
mate.
Cloud.
Happy blooming Friday to you, sir. There we go. Oh God, John. Now he looks like the lottery finger.
I feel like Paul sat there. He's like a floating head that's just waiting to lay some sass down on somebody. I can see it in his face. He's waiting. He's keen.
It's coming. It's coming.
Paul looks like he's about to face his specialist subject, a mastermind.
I'm like the
Paul,
ghost
did you
of.
hear what he said?
I'm like
about
the.
your shirt?
I'm like the ghost of Christmas past from the Christmas Carol. I am.
Matthew Smith says, John, if it suits the wearer, bugger the starer, my old man always said to me. There we go.
Did
Yeah,
he
fair
really
play.
say that,
I get that, mate.
Did he
Bloody hell,
really
he's just
say
wrapped it up
that?
a little bit. What is
Did
this?
you just make that up?
See, we were talking about the way that one bit of clothing can change everything. That sure makes John now look like he's playing the slots repetitively in Vegas and losing.
I just don't know what's going on. Honestly, I don't know what's going on.
Love Vegas.
I wish I had more creative clothing options in this room. I've got nothing. I've got one flat cap. That's it. That's all I can bring.
You just look like a white Kanye West at this stage.
It's true.
It's not good.
It works.
It's not a good look,
My
man.
wife's
Kanye,
mocking me now.
Kanye North Pole.
Sharky says the Yahoo gang is now complete with the arrival of Paul. Yeah, mate, this is it. This is it. Seaside Cloud follows up saying, I'm having a ton of beer tonight, mate. Me too. Paul, have you had a drink tonight, Paul? Or
One or two.
One or two.
We're all having a couple of beers tonight at Seaside. Get in the chat, mate. Pop your feelings in there. Tell John how we look. I don't know. Tell John what you really think of him.
Cheers, Mark.
Pop your feelings
just-
in there. Pop your feelings in there at this stage on the Friday night. Let's see your feelings on Late Night Love.
Yeah, I was going to say we need a late night love here.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
Paul, what are you sticking down your throat tonight? Beer won't.
Paul, don't talk to Paul. Don't talk to him. He just said, "Where's the guy with the Toby Carvery chair?" That's what Mark said. That's what Mark said. Look, it's the man with the Toby Carvery chair.
To be fair, this is a solid bit of craftsmanship that's sitting under my backside right now.
It doesn't creak, does it? It's a beautiful chair.
There's no creakage on Late Night Love. We've been fully
Jack
oiled.
Bandit's got a point. This screen looks like the worst rap group on the planet, and I'm all in.
I've got what I'm drinking. I'm drinking that.
What's that?
That is Colours. Simply called Colours.
There's a lot of colours.
By my friends at Creative Juices. And this is their milk stout. You can't see that.
Very
actually.
nice.
It's
No,
milk
it's a
stout.
bit blown up.
It's literally the most colourful beer can you've ever seen in your life. It's like a patchwork. It's awesome.
Mate, it looks all right.
And there it is.
All right.
In the glass.
Yeah, that's banging.
Banging.
Honestly, John looks like Abs from what group is Abs from?
It's like Randy Savage meets New Kids on the Block.
Sharky says it's nice of you for allowing the homeless in. Oh, that's John.
Oh, Kevin bitching again.
Oh, if anyone wants in on the stream, just let me know via Instagram. Marks.beerreviews. Marks.beer.reviews.
Mark.slag backwards /.
That too. Simo says on the Weistefahner, Helles tonight. Oh,
Nice.
yeah, I bet that's banging, mate. Perfect Friday beer. Seaside Cloud says, congratulations on spelling that, Simo. You are not wrong, Seaside. You are not wrong. Matthew says, when's the lead sesh happening, lads? Followed by a load of chips, cheese, and gravy.
Oh,
Gravy.
chips and gravy. I tell you.
Gravy, you bastard.
Do you remember Soccer AM? Northern boys love gravy. Anyone remember that?
No.
No, because it's just normal here. So
Okay.
we just have gravy. We don't think about it.
Northern boys love gravy.
Northern boys love gravy. Hey, you fucking sound like Simo now. Right, so
It's a serious question though. What do you Southern folk put on your chips? I'm very confused.
Ketchup.
What?
Okay.
not gravy.
Not gravy. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Gravy
Butter,
and chips
better
is
butter, ketchup,
immaculate.
a plate.
Bread and
Oh.
butter and a shed load of ketchup. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
Do you get mushy peas, or is that not an option?
No, I don't do mushy peas.
It's just a bit weird, mate. I'm like, it's just.
bit of curry sauce, maybe. Bit of curry sauce.
Yeah, I like a bit of curry sauce. Can't knock that one. Can't knock
Yeah,
that one.
curry sauce is
And a
decent.
slab of cod straight out the Thames.
Curry sauce,
Straight out
mayonnaise.
It's that three-eyed fish on The Simpsons.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
It's still alive when you get it. You don't know what it's telling you.
Gary Stills. I love
So, lads, did we have a? Is there anything going on with the lead sesh?
Well,
we haven't rescheduled. We postponed the Christmas one, but just because, I mean, it all kicked off, didn't it?
Yeah. proper.
So we thought better of it. I don't know.
Well-
really. As soon as we can, but we just don't know. So
no. So I'm gonna go down. I'm going down Wednesday to see Paul in London. London town. I'm gonna be Cockney geezer. London town. Look at me. Oh yeah, I'm a northerner in London town.
Oh, my
God. Anyway, and then I'm going to be there Wednesday till Friday morning, and then on the 28th of this month at Zephyr Bar in Huddersfield, in town.
Zephyr Bar.
Zephyr Bar. We are doing our lager launch, where you can come and join us for the new Sleeper Lager.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh.
Interesting.
And it's just literally 2 minutes from the train station.
The
Train
temptation.
It is.
Train and
2
the
minutes,
train
man.
station. 2 minutes walk from the train station.
Well, when you're in London, John, are you going to do any fire in the booth and that on One Extra, or you look like you're ready to do fire in the booth? Did he?
Fire in the booth.
It's a rap. It's a rap show.
Well, yeah, I can, but to be honest, they're not ready for me.
They are not ready. There
No.
you go.
They're not ready.
Simo says at Seaside got the bottle in front of me. Lol. Well, yeah. Well, it's still a fair effort to spell Vice to go. Travis, hello, mate. I had a good chat with Travis in the week. He's been, as he's talked to any of you boys, he's been working like a dog, isn't he?
Mm.
Got a new job, and he started a new job this week.
What has he done? I
Travis
think
is
it was like
all
20.
the time.
I think he'd done 24 hours in the first 2 days, the Savage Man.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I've never known Trav not to work really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you say that but you have 4 weeks off for Christmas.
Yeah,
I don't want to sully your mass, but 24 hours in the first 3 days is just 8 hours a day. So
No, sorry, it's 2. Sorry, it's 2 days. That's 2 days. So. That's a lot for us electricians, Grub.
yeah, exactly. 8 hours a day.
That's it. I quit. I quit.
With Nora, what?
Hey,
I
Honestly.
don't get out of bed for less than £200 an hour. Outrageous. Right, let me
That's that.
finish. I've tightened something up. I need to wipe this down with £50 notes and WD-40.
I just can't take him seriously when he looks like something out of Keenan and Kel. Sharky says, "Cats up on chips, cats up or ketchup." Anyone remember that Simpsons episode?
Yeah.
Matthew says, "These Southern folk." Here we go, Paul. This is probably me and you. John was born not far from me, but kind of calls himself Northern, which is a bit weird. These Southern folks, chips have got to be moist. Once ordered chips and gravy on Shaftesbury Avenue. Guy looks at me like I shat on his head. Yeah, because he thought he's probably going to take a shit on your chips. Sharky
Shaftesbury
says,
Avenue. What was the name of the chippity? The chippany? What was the name of the chippany?
Chippany?
Chippany. I don't know. I don't know
It's
where
very
the end.
nice. What is the name of the chipney?
The Chippany. I don't know where the end came from. Shut up. What was the name of the chippy?
You're about to break into a Mary Poppins song if you're not careful.
Is
I'll
it?
tell you what.
Let's go fly a kite.
Up to the
Chippery, chippery,
That's gotta be,
chippery.
Van Dyke. Yeah, what was the name of the chippy on Shaftesbury Avenue? Because I've been to a really good chippy on Shaftesbury Avenue, and if you're thinking of the same one, that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous.
What's that, John?
This is a Hackett Williams Martin Formula
Martini.
One.
Matthew Smith.
Martin.
Smith. If you write the name of that chippy, I'll be amazed right now.
Signed by Susie Wolf.
Oh,
And I've got a signed photo from it that says, "To the Slumbers boys, good luck with the racing. Lots of love, Susie Wolf."
gotta love Susie Wolf, mate. She's a good girl.
If Matthew Smith has forgotten, if it was the Cod and Place chip shop on Shaftesbury Avenue, dude, that's like the best chippy in London. It's incredible.
Matthew Smith probably wrote Cod and Place and deleted it when you went all threatening.
Yeah. If he writes,
You say
the
Cod and Place, you mug.
You say Cod and Place. I'll cut
You say you want to say something about my chipping, and I'll cut your flipping fingers off, you dirty northern slut. Anyway,
If you stop me while I'm walking again, I'll cut your fucking Jacobs.
I'll get your Jacobs and I'll cut them right off, and they'll be rolling around on the floor, and you'll be looking at them like a pair.
Oh, we
of
can't
penny
remember. He's
woodbuck.
bottled it. He's bottled it. Look, I can't remember, Paul. It was about 5 years ago. 10 points deep.
Matthew Smith, this is your football factory moment, mate. So Sharky says chili and cheese with chips. Yeah, I can endorse that, mate. I think that's all right.
It's nice, but it ain't the one now, is it?
Rasco says the Fantastic Four still going. We are, but it's not in. It's all changed around because it's not on Crummy's channel anymore.
Yeah, we
it's
had,
over
we
here,
had,
but
we had
yeah,
an
we are
interlude.
still going. Paul's
We're on the proper channel now.
Yeah, true. I live in Bedfordshire.
Honestly, I'm not going to endorse that comment, John. I'm just not.
No,
Mark was
saying, I'm going to be the biggest. I'm going to be the biggest YouTuber.
To be fair, currently there's a man wrapped in a shawl shouting at people, so we can just ignore him at this point.
He looks like Jake Paul. He looks like Jake Paul.
I'm the Jake Paul of beer tube now, apparently.
What a bell end.
I know.
I'll tell you what,
not you,
I'd
Jake
like
Paul.
to get the bottle and shove it up
with
his
them
back.
with them glasses, that hat, and that thing wrapped around your shoulders, you look like you just done the Boston Marathon. You know when they give you them like tinfoil jackets, mate.
Isn't it Kobe? I picked it up for a bit of a laugh because it's Cobes, and he loves stuff like this. And I put it on, and I was like, "Oh, that's actually quite nice."
Of all the,
And then I'm enjoying the Pit Vipers because I don't like having a ring light in my eyes. And then I'm just taking you through my hat collection.
of all the marathons you could reference, Mark, you went for the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, but he looks American, though, doesn't he? I couldn't do the London one because he just looks.
Yeah, he's even got the American flag on his hat.
I got to say, the Oakley. If anybody wants to buy a good hat, Oakley hats are the best quality hat I think I've ever had.
Why?
You know what's even worse? Not only do I have an obnoxiously coloured pair of sunglasses that I did have on before Paul joined the channel just to match John, I've also got an Oakley hat in the same style but not with the US flag sat on that shelf. It's quite worrying.
Right, let's get some comments. Rascal says Bedford, not London.
Bedfordshire, not Bedford.
Bedfordshire.
In the Shire.
Simo wants to know if we're getting smashed.
Or what? Simo, you want to come on?
Yeah, as I say, you joining us.
Come on.
Simo, if you wanted an answer, I'm off the beer and gone deep, mate. So we
Can someone send Simo the link? Because
yeah, I can do it.
It just buzzes my
going in
mind to
dry.
have two
It's
devices.
going in
open
dry,
at once.
boys.
Seaside Cloud says my dry January is running into problems.
Ditto.
Yeah, your dry January sounds like it's just got very, very wet. Seaside. Travis says, "Listen to this: 52 hours in 4 days, and back in the trenches today, boys."
Oh, jeez.
Mate, I bet your invoice is going to look fair tasty at the end of the month, though, Trav. Matthew Smith, I can't remember, Paul. It was about 5 years ago. 10 pints deep. Just remember they didn't do gritty. This northern lad was not amused. There we go. Jack says John running the Boston Marathon would break the matrix. Yeah, to be fair, when I said it, I was having trouble to compute it myself. Simo says, "Sorry, John. John just looks like the typical drunken tourist you'd see sat in some dive bar in Tenerife."
Wrapped in a sheet.
He's got all his sly clobber off the looky men going down to the bars and that.
He's like, "Oh, I'm burnt. Now I'm cold. Let me wrap myself up."
If he could do his hair in dreadlocks, they'd be in dreadlocks or them patterns,
100%.
you know, like when all the little girls come back from Tenerife, they got all the patterns.
100%. Oh dear! First time I saw that, I laughed so hard, I nearly fell off my dinosaur.
That's quite good. It's a bit cold in this kitchen. What temperature have you guys got where you are?
What, outside or inside?
Outside.
It's like 1 out there at the moment.
Yeah, it's
lucky.
bloody freezing here.
Yeah, but you live about 34,000 feet in the sky up there. I'm from the flattest county there is, mate.
What's our temperature up here at the moment? Huddersfield. Weather right now. Weather Met Office. Yeah, we're according to this 2 degrees, but it's not 2 degrees.
It's been colder down here than it has been up there the last few days.
He's a bit annoyed that it's warmer up there than anyone else's now. He said he's
you got no excuses. You got no excuses. Just our southerners are harder.
I don't think so. There we go. Let's have a look. We are current. Oh, right. Okay. So I'm not losing my mind. So it is cold. Currently, it's 1 degree. And it will hit 0. Cold, it'll go to a -1 at 6 a.m. and then it go back up to 0 again.
Don't want to be showing off, John. It's been -2 at 5 a.m. So,
that's practically summer normally.
Yeah, it's literally freezing here now. Apparently, 0.
Yeah, I've got a little heater going, but it's just not particularly what this bit. Well, Paul's been here. This bit's under the ground, isn't it? This bit where I'm
underground.
It's 3 degrees in Costa del Norfolk.
Wow, that's tropical.
Bloody hell!
Actually, fun fact: most sunshine hours of any county in the UK.
Wow.
How do you like those apples? Simo says, you know I love you, John. You know I love you. Simo says it was the shades that did it.
Fair.
Said the judge. Seaside says 40 years since the Falklands War. Grant Mitchell is still going on about it.
Yeah, it's true. It is.
Grant Mitchell.
Luke John Frost says John gave some dosh away earlier. Now he is 1 chip short of entering the asylum.
It's true. And until, remember, I'm going to just throw a shameless plug in there. I say a shameless plug. It's not raising any money for me. But until $23.59 on Sunday, you can still get a discount at Luke's Bottle Shop, which is the Drunken Duckling Drinks Emporium, which I almost never say right first time. The code Crummy12 if you want some beers. And also, I noticed he's got no Lord's beer on there, so John, sort it out.
Well, if he wants to, blah, blah, if he wants a beer off me, I'm just not going to go railroading myself in there. My man Crummy's got a deal with you, so you need to buy some beer for me.
I've got no deal. I've got no deal. I just thought you'd like some discount. I get nothing from it. But I think you should stock Lord's beer.
Yeah, well, give him a nudge and say, my man John's going to ring you about buying some beer.
There we go. It's all in the chat. It's all paired. 5% royalty to Mark's beer reviews because you're on my channel and everyone's a winner. Right, thank you very much. I'm only joking. Seaside says, I'm in Ireland, -1 here.
Oh, he's trumped us all by 1 degree. Look at him.
Yeah, a bit windy out that neck of the woods. Matthew Smith says, sunshine in Playa Della Preston.
Where the gravy is served in chippies.
Yeah, gravy's for Sunday roast.
Is it?
It shouldn't be put on nothing else, really.
Oh no, it's the Wigan kebab, isn't it? That's the thing. That's the pie that's served in. Isn't that
it's a pie in a circular piece of bread. I'm not getting into that argument.
Do you really? What else do you have gravy on up north? Seriously, gravy's for your Sunday roast.
No.
Yeah.
Great, right. So I have fish and chips, and I do it wrong. The Northerners get very upset the way I do it. But they give you a pot of gravy, and then I dip my chips in and eat them. Because I don't want gravy on my fish.
No, yeah. So I don't know. So Midlands is weird because obviously it's kind of a bit of half and half. So if you're having proper just fish and chips, you wouldn't put gravy with it normally. Most people wouldn't. But if you go to the chip shop and you fancy like just some chips and you get chips with gravy on top, or you get like chips with mushy peas and gravy as like a combo mix thing, you'd eat that. But you wouldn't have it with the fish, or you just wouldn't have it if you're having if you're having like a fish cake or like a sausage or something, you'd have it with that. Do you know what I mean? But it's not. It's weird. Like I don't know, but we don't have it. It's like in Sunday roast. We don't. Midlands don't really have it with anything else. Oh, pies from the chip shop. That's the other exception.
It's just weird. Like
our pies are epic up here.
Chips, fish should be with half a litre of tartar sauce.
What? No.
I'm sorry. Are you European, Mark? What are you doing?
Fish with tartar sauce.
No,
honestly,
no. Get out. Just leave. It's your channel, but you gotta go.
It's so bad they named it twice. Tartar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Jack says, Mark, it would appear you need to buzz your head to complete the crew. Name your price. Honestly,
egg time, mate.
Yeah, Marky boy.
Can't call you an Ewok if you got an egg. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
bald Mark.
Speaking of, I just realised how about this. So this is not an Ewok, but it's close enough, and it's been in the drawer in front of this desk the whole time we've been on live since Mark got called an Ewok, and I've never realised.
There's Mark. No Mark.
Oh, I'm confused, Mark. Who am I talking to?
Oh my god! How is it taking him that long to come out?
Mark, put your hand up if you're Mark. Oh, there you are.
He's been right there in eyeline, and I've not noticed. I was just like, okay. How did I not notice that?
Let's all point and laugh at Mark. Let's all point and laugh at Mark. It looks like an Ewok.
Technically, though, that's a Wookiee.
It is a Wookiee, but it's quite similar.
It was last week anyway.
Not this week. He's looking a bit dapper.
I'm looking better this week, mate. Honestly, last week. Honestly, I thought I was going to have to go and record the remix of Yellow Submarine. Fish and chips with curry sauce and mushy peas on Teesside.
There you go. Oh, hold on. Curry sauce and mushy peas. No, I can't get on board with that.
Yeah, curry
with
sauce.
Fish.
Yeah, mushy peas. No.
Oh, I love mushy peas.
I don't get me wrong. I like mushy peas, but not with fish and chips.
You got to keep if you're keeping the curry sauce and the mushy peas separate, and you're kind of going back and forth, I'm fine with it. If you're mixing the two, I'm a bit uneasy.
Yeah, curry sauce is just for the chips, not the fish.
Yeah, I agree. You say that. Have you ever had a fish curry though?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have actually.
Okay, try putting a little bit of fish in the batter in the curry sauce, and then it's a totally different meal. Don't cover it. Give yourself the option, just a little dip. It's different. Just try it.
Cheeky bit of dippage.
A good old fishy dip. Luke, Luke says, "I'll be in touch, John." There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
that sounds ominous.
Which is ironic. Jack Bandit says, "Nah, you got a good head of hair." Well,
Yes,
look
Mark
what
does.
I'm up against.
Everyone just goes, one of us, one of us, one of us.
John Frost says, "You had too much to drink, John."
You've had too much to drink.
Yeah, you've had too much to drink, John.
Oh, that's
John.
coming from you lot.
Yeah, John, you stupid Jake Paul person.
Northwards, hello, mate. He says, white-tailed deer and shrimp chili pepper. Is that a tribute band?
I was going to say, what does white
quite
tail
specific, isn't it?
taste like compared
Oh,
to?
Northwood probably shot a deer and then hunted some shrimp and then put some chili pepper and barbecued it.
Northwood said on one of his lives, "I'm going to go out hunting in my backyard."
Yeah.
So, you know.
I've eaten venison a couple of times, and I'm not sure it would be worth the hassle of going out and hunting a deer for the taste of it.
I just
You've
don't
got-
like the taste. I thought,
You've
Well,
got
I
to
love
really want it. You've got to really want deer to go
right,
out.
poo-poo time.
You know,
The problem with venison is the taste changes radically between different species of deer. So the big red deer that you see, like the picturesque massive stags in Scotland,
Yeah.
they largely taste like peat bog, right? They're too gamey. It's just too much. Like it's just intense. I mean, some people will love it, but for most people, it's too intense. Whereas you get a little like muntjac or fallow deer, it's just a little bit. It's got a little bit of that gamey taste, but it's more like a traditional red meat with a bit of extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's quite a big gap between the two. And when you buy venison, very rarely do they tell you what deer it came from. So you don't know what you're buying. So you could end up buying something that tastes a bit, well, quite a lot just too intense, or you could end up with something really nice. And that's the problem.
well, our man Northwood's Peachtree says that white-tailed deer is the one.
Well, whitetails are small, so yeah, they're very tasty. I would imagine. I don't think I've had one, but they're the size. Basically, the smaller the deer, the tastier they are in general.
Ooh.
Awesome. I love meat. I love meat. I'm a massive hypocrite. I love meat, but I love animals.
No, I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
But deer. There's no. Right, deer. There's a conundrum with deer that there's no like nice way out of. So there's a few. The one option is hunt deer to reduce numbers and eat them, which isn't very nice for the deer.
Yeah.
One option is don't hunt deer. Deer become overpopulous, eat a load of other stuff, which is not very nice for other animals that then have no resources. It's not very nice for the other animals.
Yeah.
And leave it even further to the point where the deer can't survive because there's too many deer because there's no natural predators, and that's also then not very nice for the deer. There's no interim.
Is there no predators for the deer?
No, because we got rid of the wolves years ago.
That's a good point. Yeah. Over here, yeah, we're fucked, aren't we, in that sense?
Yeah. So the only option to keep deer numbers down, and they breed prolifically, is to hunt. If it is for us to hunt them.
Aren't they looking at reintroducing wolves to the Highlands?
They were, but it was so heavily rejected by farmers because it was only going to be in Scotland, and most Scottish land isn't. It's not like you go through the home counties and there's just like fields of sheep. People own bits of land, and the sheep are all over the road and all over the hillside because the landscape isn't conducive to a penned environment. You can't put a fence in because it's mostly rock or whatever. Like it just doesn't work. So the sheep, there's no way to protect flocks of sheep in the Highlands from a wolf attack. So it'd just be too costly for farmers. So they're not doing it anymore. They were looking at it, but it's not happening.
That sucks.
It does and it doesn't. It solves one problem, but introduces 92 others.
Yeah.
So
it was all good. It was all good before we came around. It was all good.
yeah. So well, we can still hunt them, and they are tasty if you get the right ones. And most of them in Scotland that are overpopulous aren't the massive red ones; it's the little ones. So.
I might just do that. Just go up there and just get a gun, shoot a deer, and then shoot a sheep. like just like right next to one another, and then take a picture and send it to the farmer, and then let him know which one was tastier, and that really pissed him off.
It's an option. It's not a great option, but it's an option.
That's an interesting thing. Northwood is having a giggle. Matt says, "I think there's a new range. I think there is a new beer, John. 3 Bald Kings. No offense, guys. Happy to do the artwork for free.
Do it. Let's do it. Shall we do a collective brew? 3 Bold Kings. And then we can just do a little. Then like it can have a spin off. Then after that there can be like a spin off Ewok version.
Where she's got loads of hairs in the beer.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
do like a muggy little hairy pilsner. Just call it Ewok. Have a picture of Mark after a couple of weeks without shaving on it. That'd be
Muggy Ewok.
I've done about 4 weeks of this thing.
Paul, your back bluff.
as a
your background looks black.
It's well dark, isn't it?
Yes, I like it.
Very dark.
It's very sinister.
Yeah. Like I'm in business.
You're lit up kind of bright, but you look.
Northwood says it's better than box store chemical injected foods. Yeah, fair play, mate.
It's a beautiful camera. I'm picking up your beautiful facial features, Paul.
My features, my dimples, and all that sexy stuff for the ladies.
It's a beautiful thing.
Any ladies in the chat, or is it very much a sausage fest right now?
It's right. It's all about the sausage fest.
Jesus Christ. They're ginger in Scotland, not red.
Yeah, ginger deer.
So Luke John Frost. Northwood says it's illegal to sell deer here. Well, you don't need to if you go out in your backyard and kill it in Wisconsin.
Oh, you say Wisconsin. That's interesting.
Hey. Can't sell it here, Northwood. It's too dear. Northwood says, also, I knew this about Northwoods. I'm also a non-drinker, but love the smells. There we go. Thomas says, night, everyone. Night, Thomas, mate. Take care. I will watch your Chadio interview back because you gave me a grilling last week, Thomas. And I'll be interested to see how Chadio deals with it. Travis says, Johnny, I had all intentions of having the ESB last night, but I had a mate drop in unexpectedly, so I got sloshed on the Melbourne bitters.
John's not paying attention.
Do we let him off for that?
He's muted as well.
Right, I'll be on. I popped into another. I popped into some other guys who I've spent some time with last year. Hopsine and what's he called? Kent Beer, not Kent. Oh, what's he called?
Craig.
No, not Craig.
Blue Nose.
Oh, my mind's gone blank. It's called Peter. What's his name?
Oh, Clueless.
Clueless Drinker. And Craig, and I met them last year. Do you know what? Lovely guys. And me and Rob had a few beers. What a legend that guy is. Absolute dude. Completely, I hands up, I had him completely wrong. I thought he was completely different. He knows his beer, I'll tell you that, but he's a good laugh. We had a lot of beer together, and we had a very good laugh. The guy's a legend. So I just popped in and just said, "Hey, looking forward to meeting up with you guys this year, and bumping into you and having a few pints." And I think if I was going to say anything this year, I think Lord's Brewing Co. I know we're doing a few events and stuff, but I'm going to get out and about. I'm going to go meet some people. I know you're doing it, Paul. And we're going to get out there. We're going to go and see some people and have a good fun. And
are you going to finally do that Nottingham pub crawl?
Yeah, man, let's do it. I'm well up for it. I mean, I might be hurling in a bin after about the third pint. But
You will, yeah.
I'm happy to encourage that because Nottingham's a lot closer to me than Yorkshire is.
When's Easter this year?
Let's have a look, shall we? It is.
I say we plan it now. Easter, Nottingham, get shit faced.
It's not a bad show. The Easter weekend is the Good Friday is the 15th of April through to the 17th. Oh no, 18th, Easter Monday. There you go. Yeah, 15th to the 18th of April.
Yeah, man, we'll do it.
I think it's got to happen.
Would you guys mind if I popped out and go and said hello to those guys and pop back in?
No, you do what you got to do, mate.
You do what you want. We'll only take it personally, but you could bring them back in with you. So,
well, no, we don't want to take anything away from what they're doing. And I just want to. I've never done this before. I'm gonna be like a floozy on StreamYard. Mm-hmm.
Kick him out, Mark.
Johnny, mate.
You're being a
Kick him out.
Flag at this stage.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm being what you can call me. If it makes you feel any better, I'm going to appear on their stream with a pair of pit vipers on and a hat and see what they do. No,
right.
I'm going to be good.
Do it, John, and just let me know when you're back in. Give us a wave.
I love you guys.
Bye. There we go.
Honestly, he's posed up with a couple of pairs of sunglasses looking like the front end of a 2CV, and now he's off on someone else's stream. It's not on, mate. It's not on.
Is it?
Oh, I just saw what he just did on in the basement.
What's he done?
May or may not have got his rear end out. and that did look like the front of a 2CV.
Well, a big crack right down the middle.
Rusty, I think.
Oh dear. No.
So
faulty trombone.
Honestly, can you imagine it? Northwood says we have wolves, bears, bobcats, all taste delicious. Bobcats? I thought that was something out of a zoo, mate. It's a bit like saying a red panda tastes nice. Bit weird.
No, bobcats are a big problem in the US. They're really
huge. They're vicious.
I love the idea of it. That's how I feel about eating a bear. Bears are awesome.
Check out Crummy Attenborough. I know a lot about Scotland in general. I spent so much time there. That's all I can say. I can't tell you about anything else.
Northwood follows up saying, "I would love to visit Scotland."
Have you ever eaten Highland cow? Do you eat Highland cow? Do you eat the beef?
You've had Aberdeen Angus steak before, surely. Paul.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Highland cow? Is that Aberdeen Angus?
Well, Aberdeen Angus isn't the hairy coos that you see. It's a slightly different breed, but you can. Actually, no. Am I wrong? Hold on a minute. I think I'm wrong. I think that is
Highland cow. Highland cow.
Let me have a quick look.
Highland cow. Beautiful.
But they do breed Highland cows for meat. So yeah,
they're beautiful animals. The Highland cow.
Oh, they are lovely.
Hold on. We're going to just jump to a comment. Claire Graham. I don't know how I got here. This just popped up on my YouTube, but here I am.
Hi, Claire.
Welcome, Claire.
Thanks for joining. Apologies in advance for the chaos.
Hello.
I'll tell you what this is, Claire. This is an absolute excuse for you to fill up that gin glass, or wine glass, or beer glass, whatever you are drinking, and pull up a pew and come and join us.
That was close. Well saved.
What are you drinking, Claire? Lovely to have you along.
What are you drinking, Claire? It's probably a good way to start it. Yeah, you can tell the inexperienced person compared to the.
That's an Aberdeen Angus. Look at that! Look at that literal heifer.
That is a.
Why is its penis in the middle of its body?
That's
because it's more confident than the rest of us. That's what an Aberdeen Angus looks like.
I love its whole body dips in line with its schlong. You know,
it's just so heavy.
Yeah, that's it. One just kind of sticks out. There it is.
No, I have no explanation. No explanation.
I think this might be one for you, Crumb. Northwoods asks, "Do you all brew your own beer, mate?" I'm not even remotely intelligent enough to brew my own beer. I'm purely a drinker, and I like it that way.
I do brew my own beer. I'm not particularly good at it, but despite what Mark says, it's really easy to just brew some beer. Speaking of, I bottled my very experimental tomato beer yesterday.
Oh, is it right? Okay, tell us about it.
Well, I mean, it's not finished yet. I'm a bit confused by it. It only because of the amount of physical matter in. So I did a 10. So obviously, experimental brew. Didn't want a lot of it in case it was awful. Only brewed it in a 10-liter fermenting vessel.
Yeah.
I only got 5 liters worth out of it because the amount of sediment crud in it. If you think about all the tomato stuff and all the other stuff in it, it just compared to normal grain, it had so much more physical matter in there. And then it started at one point, like the tap just started like pumping out pulp. I was like, we don't want that. That's not good. That's no good. So I've got about 10 bottles of this stuff. I tasted it. Like, I don't really know what to say other than like it wasn't bad. It tasted a bit like a Bloody Mary. Obviously, it'd been fermenting for ages. It was warm because obviously it'd been at fermentation temperature. So yeah, I didn't really want to drink it like that. But actually, with a bit of conditioning in bottles and cooled down, it might be pretty decent. I don't know yet, but we'll find out. And it is bright red. Bright red. It actually had. Have you ever had like a natural sour where they don't put the bacteria in or anything like that sour? They just use like kind of abrasive fruit additives to make it more sour. It had a bit of that to it.
Okay.
So I feel like it's gonna end up on in that kind of area, but we'll see we'll see in a week or so's time what happens. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Don't know.
Let's keep right out. Could be right.
We'll see.
Yeah. There's Claire's comment. Yeah, hopefully still here, Claire. Let us know what you're drinking. That's probably the best way around it compared to the rabble that I just got on with. Sausage fest with gravy, isn't it? Matthew said, had some venison tonight. 2 steaks for £15. Personally, I thought it was a bit dear.
Hey,
where's Slopey Dave when you need him? Luke John Frost says, bat sausage fest with curry sauce and extra scraps. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I do batter sausage and curry sauce.
Yes. All about it, mate. All about it.
But fish with curry sauce, like
I would recommend you try a dip in it. Like it's one of those weird things that I wouldn't have every time very often, like maybe once a year. But like I'm gonna get fish and chips and I'm gonna get a pot of curry sauce on the side and just occasionally just dip in. Can't explain it. Just give it a go.
I just like ketchup with my fish. I've got to be honest. It's but
you like fish curry, so think about it logically for half a minute.
Don't mind a bit of mayonnaise with fish as well. I won't lie.
That's just tartar sauce without the tartar in it.
I was going to say, upgrade your mayonnaise.
If it's got Hellman's on it, it's all right. Not tartar sauce. That's just weird.
Horses for courses, mate. I don't know. All this mushy pea nonsense. I don't know why you would do it. If I'm honest,
mushy peas is an. I want to go as far as saying mushy peas really is a Nottingham staple on its own. I know they're in chip shops all up and down the country, but like we make quite a big thing out of them. I don't really know where. I think it came from the goose. Have you ever heard of the Goose Fair?
No,
so it's the biggest. So it's the biggest traveling fairground in Europe, I think, or it was certainly at one point. Wow. But like when it originated, it wasn't about fairground rides. I mean, let's be honest. It's now largely dominated by traveler community businesses. But a long time ago, it was literally just like the biggest market in Europe. And it's called Goose Fair because it happens in October. It's where people would buy their Christmas goose, right. and all that stuff. So, like, and for whatever reason, mushy peas and mint sauce is like the staple thing to buy at this place, and nowhere else in the country eats it. Yeah. Also, get a carton of mushy peas, decent sized carton, stir in a single teaspoon of mint sauce, and tell me it's not the best thing ever.
Mint peas, I do get. It's just a bit weird though. I'm still getting.
I know. No one gets it until they've tried it, and you'll never look at it the same way again. Don't have that with fish and chips though. You don't cross over. It's one or the other.
Yeah, that's something else I've never got on with.
I can't eat a minted mushy peas and a hot dog on like bonfire night. That is bliss. That is pure Nottingham through and through. That, so just try that one out. Can't explain it.
Luke says we'll be here till 2 a.m. John, so no hurry. Yeah, tell me about it. Claire Graham says she's on the buddy. Fair play, Claire. All's just for course. If that's what you like, bloody enjoy it. And thanks for coming along. I appreciate it.
You know what I like? I'll tell you what I like about Budweiser. I'll tell you what I do like about Budweiser. There is literally nothing offensive about it whatsoever.
Nah.
Because there's nothing
It's true,
to
though,
it.
isn't
So... Also, has anyone ever had a hangover off Budweiser?
Probably.
Budweiser on draft, I probably have.
Okay, Budweiser in bottles. I mean, I've not drank it recently, but it's hard to tell whether this was a hangover because I was young or no hangover because of that. But I drank quite a lot of it when I was around 18 at one point or another because it was normally cheap. And no, never a hangover from that on its own.
Is it still 5%? I feel like
I think it is, and it tastes of nothing, which is quite the magic.
Yeah, but I feel like the alcohol gods might have got hold of it and dragged it down to 4.2 or something.
I think it's 4.5. The stuff we get over here now, isn't it?
Is it? No, it was 5 last time I drank it, but it's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was 5. It seemed like it was 5 for years, and all of a sudden,
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think the glory, like you said, Tom, the glory was you drink 5%, and it was like you were drinking bloody water. It was ridiculous.
Well, that's what Coors Light used to be like. That used to be 5%.
Yeah.
And I would
now what's that now for?
Really, 5%. Wow,
shocking. And that's
what's Coors Light now for?
4. Yeah, it tastes like piss.
That's always. I stand by. Coors Light is always tasted worse than Budweiser.
Yeah.
When even when Coors Light was 5%, there wasn't much flavour to it. It was just really drinkable, but you get hammered on it and wonder how. Whereas now, since they've cut the ABV on it, you drink it and you're like, oh, it's not good. It's not good. You know, they've changed the recipe and everything. It's horrendous now.
Yeah. Have you been drinking it when it's not as cold as the Rockies?
I was always determined to get them mountains blue. Always determined. It had to be done.
I've never bought. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was just saying, I've never bought Coors Light in bottles or cans. I've only ever had it on tap. Is it any different in those cans with the little colour changer?
I think it's a gimmick, really.
Yeah, I would drink it primarily from the bottles. I'd buy a crate of bottles, and if say the mountains went blue on the bottles, then you were in business. And to be fair, you were. It was nice. You know, you used to smash it. You used to smash a crate of that between a couple of us, and then go out. It was brilliant.
That's a great sales tactic. It's we create a relatively tasteless beer, and then we make you chill it down to beyond the point of tasting anything that's in the tasteless beer.
Yeah. Well,
and then you really enjoy it.
Nuki Brown Ale does something similar, don't they? They have it on their stickers. Very, very subtle. They hide it, but I'm sure it's something on the diagram on the front. Once that goes blue, that's where they recommend it's ready to drink. So cold beyond taste, basically.
Yeah,
exactly,
I mean, this goes back to a conversation me and Mark were having at about 4:30 this afternoon. This is how long our stream's been going on and off for. About Guinness. Guinness is basically the same thing. The best Guinness you have is one that's freezing cold and tastes of nothing. So,
glory Guinness is that mouthfeel, isn't it? Not that I'm a Guinness drinker, but like that big silky mouthfeel.
It is, but there's no flavour to it. When a really good Guinness is it's just a bit creamy, and that's kind of it.
And
there's not a lot much. There's not much more to it.
We've got to move on. Talking of silky mouthfeel,
go on.
Bramwell says my key lime pie pastry sour got 3rd place in the homebrew comp. Not bad for my 2nd ever sour brewed. A 2-year-old sour won the comp. Very complex beer.
2-year-old sour. Wow.
That's quality, man. Well done,
well done.
So a 2-year-old sour is just old beer, isn't it?
Well, that's it. Excellent. Bramall,
Very good, mate. Well done.
am I right in saying? See, I'm in limbo now with this. I think Bramall's in the UK, but part of me thinks he's in the US.
No, Bramall's in the UK.
Definitely
He is in the UK. There we go. Boom. Thank God for that. Bramall, if you got any bottles.
We just saw
you know what to do.
Mark
You know what to do.
Sexface there. See that? The eyebrows, that was Mark Sexface.
And that's why I was a virgin for 34 years. Right. I'm 33, by the way. Travis says, boys, I wrapped chicken Kiev with bacon this week and it was absolutely amazing. Well, if you're going to add, Trav, I can now say it because I'm back on the meat train. Add bacon to anything, it makes it better.
It's true.
I'm gonna.
What did you have in the Kiev? Did you have garlic in the Kiev or did you have
Chicken Kiev's got to be garlic, hasn't it?
Got to be garlic, like a creamy garlic. You'd have thought. Is it
get-
parsley and garlic?
You get two,
Yeah.
don't you? You get the garlic Kiev, and then they get the chicken ham and cheese, don't it? Which is essentially just a hunter's chicken, isn't it?
Isn't that
what?
like a Finder's knockoff though? That's not like the real one.
Nah,
I used to have a fact about Finder's crispy pancakes.
Horse meat.
Honestly, I used to have. It was something like I was one of the first or last people to eat them. It's a really random fact about Finder's crispy pancakes.
I don't think I ever got round to having a Finder's crispy pancake ever.
It was the most mouth-scaldingly brilliant experience you could imagine in the worst way possible. I can't explain it. It's one of those where you go, I want all of them, and equally I want none of them ever again, and I can't really tell you which one it is. It's the most bizarre thing. It's the most bizarre thing. I'm going to follow. I just want to follow up the bacon comment with tomorrow morning in my newfangled air fryer. I'm going to make. So apparently there's a thing you can do, which is get some bagels, put some cheese in the bagel, and then wrap streaky bacon around the bagel all the way around, and then air fry it. And guess what I'm doing tomorrow morning?
Oh yeah, cheese and bacon bagel.
Yeah.
That sounds like the best thing ever.
Yeah,
but what about a cheese bacon wrapped in bacon?
That's it. Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
So bagel. But what cheese are you using?
I think I'm just going to put some strong cheddar in the middle, and then wrap bacon all the way around the outside. Is the plan.
I got semi. That's proper, isn't it? That's proper.
I'll send you a picture while you're going. Why did I drink so much in that stream last night? That's what.
Yeah. Cheddar cheese and a bagel wrapped in bacon. That's a bit of me. I'd love a bit of that. Definitely.
It does sound bacon.
Yeah.
Luke follows up with a Hunter's Chicken comment. Says, Trav, try Hunter's Chicken. Can't beat chicken wrapped in bacon with barbecue sauce and cheese. That's literally what it is, Trav.
Yeah.
If you must have it over there. You must have it over there. Matthew Smith says, what we have up here is a John Bull, which is mincemeat in between thin sliced potatoes, like 4 to 5 times, then deep fried. Ooh. Absolute heaven.
We don't have that, but we should do.
Mincemeat in between thin sliced potatoes, like 4 or 5 times, and then deep fried.
So I thought a John Bull was a bloke called John who went on one person's live stream and then left to join another one for a bit. So,
he sounds like a Russian spam bot.
Yeah. Are they in?
Luke John Frost says spam fritter.
I tell you what, I've got a bit of respect for spam. It actually tastes of something.
I can't endorse spam.
I can't remember the last time I actually ate spam in itself, but I have had luncheon meat from a tin not too long ago, which is essentially the same thing, right? It's just pork. But in a fritter, I've never had it in a fritter.
No, I've not had it in a fritter. So I've only properly had spam once, and ironically, Mark, it'd be something you'd be able to relate to. It was I'm gonna pitch a guess at something like 2014, 2015 Belgian Grand Prix, and I arrived after I did all the driving. So as you know, it's kind of probably about a 10-hour drive in total with the ferry crossing and everything else.
Long.
Got there, pitched the tent up, also my tent, whatever. Got my mates in it, and there's 3 of us that went. Those guys haven't been before I had, and one of my good mates, it was like, I bought some spam, and I was thinking, hold on, I've just driven all that way, and what you want to offer me as meal now is spam? Are you shitting me? anyway, ex-army lad, he fried this stuff up, and honestly, it was absolutely mind-blowing. Can't fault it. Most of the time, I would not be interested, but actually, that one time, it was phenomenal. So,
if someone's going to cook spam well, it's the next army lad.
That's it. Yeah, it was decent.
Right, Trav says, "Hello, Luke John Frost." Claire follows up with, "Yeah, on draft, definitely 4.3%. That's the Budweiser, 4.3% on draft.
It's getting worse."
Blooming heck.
Whereabouts are you, Claire? You in the UK, are you? Is that what it is now? 4.3 on draft. Budweiser.
4.3.
Yeah, Claire, are you in the UK? It'd be interesting to know. Luke John Frost says worse than Bud cause it worse that Bud cause it is. Yeah. I agree. He also says Blue Star on the Nuki, so it must be the Blue Star that lights up.
That is how it is. The Blue Star
makes sense.
There we go. Claire says, "I'm a small, weak woman." I bet you're not, Claire. I bet you're anything but. Budweiser is enough for me. I'm not hardcore like you guys. Honestly, Claire, I'm actually on a 4.5% dark lager from my favourite local brewery, Mr.
Grump. He's got it.
Ampersand.
No, all night until I came on the jack, I've been drinking the Black Sheep bitter, and that's 4.8. No, it's less than that. No, it's 3.8. It's really low.
Oh, you've done me dirty. I've been on the 5.1 bloody German lagers.
I can't help it. I need to do a review. I'm catching up now with the JD though. They're strong, but I'll be honest. That amazes me because the taste of it is not. You know what I mean? It's not washy. It feels like if you gave it to someone and said it was 5%, you wouldn't go, no, it's not.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean, mate.
We're frozen out. What's going on? Is Mark's there?
I think we're back in. Luke says, "Claire, you haven't seen these guys at 3 a.m." Claire, honestly, I generally hang off that. There's a door here, right? Oh God, and I hang off that over.
Is that what he hangs on?
Yeah. Stick around, Claire. You'll probably see it.
He does. He has a few, and he's like,
"Oh, he's frozen now." He moved. There we go. You're back. You're good.
There we go. I live out in the boonies. My internet's terrible. Claire's laughing at Luke. Yeah, honestly, Claire is a nightmare. Give it another hour. We'll be drunk, Paul, won't we?
I'm already pissed as fuck.
Paul, so there was a really quick progression tonight. Paul came on a stream. He was all right. He had one beer. He was all right. As soon as he opened the second beer, chaos. That's all that happened.
Was that a
I don't know.
Or whatever it was?
I don't know what that was. It was just.
I'll tell you what the second beer was. It was the Budvar Dog that turned you.
Yeah.
You
know what I did? I had a lager. Then I had a dipper. Then I had the Budvar Dark, and then next
I'll tell you what, we forgot about the 8% dipper. That's what did it. That's what did it.
Like a dipper in there. I always do this. I do these streams, and I look around me, and I look at the carnage, and I've got 8 empty cans here. Well, 8 empty bottles and cans sitting next to me, and I'm thinking, yeah, that'll probably add up after a little while. You know?
Probably. The good thing about the beer monster is that you never know how much you drank, so it's fine.
Yeah, you can decide it. You can decide it. I'm not mixing with this. I've mixed my drinks. I've had a Doppelbock, I've had a double IPA, I've had a porter, I've had a stout, I've had a dark lager. Yeah, a bit of a mess really, but I've enjoyed it.
But important, guys. He said it earlier. He's not mixing.
He's not mixing.
Not mixing. Not
Not
mixing.
mixing. This is an interesting comment. What's this gig?
Oh, Bramall. Oh no, was this a homebrew gig? I feel like it might have been a homebrew gig.
I know Bramall and Sharky have done a few lives together so far, and regrettably, I'll be honest, I've not been alerted to any of them, which is weird because I'm subbed to both of their channels and I get no alerts for their stuff, so I need to figure out what's going on. I've not seen any yet, but in fact, I'm going to try and rectify this right now. What channel is this gig on? And I'm going to make a separate notification for myself to make sure that actually gets. Yeah,
probably worth a watch because homebrew is not something I really know about. I'd be quite interested. Trav says our butcher makes Kievs with garlic parmesan crumb.
Oh, cheeky.
Your butcher sounds a little bit naughty, Trav.
It does.
Luke says Vault City have brought out an iron brew sour. 5.5% sounds good. I reckon it would just be a can of iron brew with sugar.
It's a bottle design that's prime for a intellectual property lawsuit. I'll tell you.
I was going to say I saw that, and I thought someone's going to get involved in that. That's a little bit too close to the mark, isn't it?
Do you know what's even worse? That entire range that Tiny Rebel bought.
Tiny Rebel.
Jeez, have you seen?
Yeah.
No, what they
They
done?
basically cloned a some kind of whey protein powder brand that I don't know who it is, but along with that they did a set. They've cloned Innocent Drinks, they've cloned Barocca, and wait for the big one that's gonna. I'm sorry for saying on your stream, Mark, but it's true. Gonna fuck them in the arse until they can't stand anymore. They cloned Red Bull.
Oh, no.
That, my
it's
friend,
on Twitter and Instagram. It's all there. Honestly, you look at
that Red Bull one is going to haunt them for life if it doesn't shut them down completely. I swear, like it's just not.
What is going on with Tiny Rebel, man? They're off the plot, aren't they?
They're trying to out Brewdog, aren't they?
They are, yeah. But I mean, I'll be honest. I'm all for people having a bit of a casual jib and jibe with other brands, right? But that Red Bull can is so close to an actual Red Bull can. I'm kind of in the mindset of actually Red Bull have tried so hard and done so well to get to the position they're in. I know a lot of people don't like them. I don't drink energy drinks anyway, but they do a lot for various sports that they're in.
Yeah, they do.
I kind of don't blame him if they go hard on him, and I don't really, you know what I mean? Like, I'm at that point where it's like,
beer sucks, man. Who cares? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. It's just like, you know what, go for him. I don't care.
I find it the circle of life. Like I look at these companies like Tiny Rebel and that, and I think
I wouldn't miss them.
No.
Exactly.
So pre Tiny Rebel becoming. So Tiny Rebel's one of the weird ones who don't actually have a major investor, do they? But they're
No, they're
weirdly
still independently owned, just really badly.
They're independently owned, but they managed to come across as a part of AB InBev or something like that. Like, it's just really weird.
Well, obviously we had Brew London last summer, and I mean, I must have got to every single bar during the course of the 3 days that we were there, and genuinely, I saved Tiny Rebel right until the end because I didn't want nothing.
No,
I went to their bar on the last evening. I thought, you know what, I'll try their new stout. And it was just an artificially flavored, overly sweet glass of shit. And I was just like, they've done themselves no favors.
No. And the candle on the cake for them, for me, is this, right? So they're Pineapple Express.
Oh, I've got one in the fridge.
Yeah. So you're probably good at having one in the fridge because it means it's in a can, right?
Yeah.
Their Pineapple Express in a can is actually okay. It's a reasonably nice fruited beer. But when it's significantly better in a can than it is on keg, when you're paying over £5 a pint for it, is an absolute concern. It's dog shit on tap.
Yeah.
It's really bad. It's really, really bad on tap.
And then when that first came out, when they first brought out Pineapple Express, I thought that beer was amazing. I was just like, whoa, because loads of pineapple. And then
It
I
probably
had
was.
another can of it about 6 months later, and it tasted completely different. It was nowhere near as good as it had been.
It's weird. I don't know. I've had one can of it ever, and I actually quite liked it. I didn't review it because I thought I was going to hate it, and I ended up really enjoying it. So much so that next time I went out and I saw it on tap, I ordered it straight away and regretted it instantly.
Yeah,
Weird.
they're Brewdog. They can't maintain the quality of their brewing, but they want to knock out as much controversial stuff as they can.
Yeah.
Poo.
Talking of not liking something and having it again, I went into Asda yesterday, and I bought the honeycomb pale from Seven Brothers again.
Go on.
No, I've got to have it. I've still got to take it. I've got the throwaway IPA, which I'm not holding a whole lot of hope out for. I don't really like these bready, concepty beers generally. And I got a juicy IPA that was on the shelf.
Okay. So two things I'll say to those. The throwaway weirdly doesn't taste very bready at all. It's very light, very mellow. It's one of my least favorite from Seven Brothers. The throwaway. Is that like
cornflakes or something?
So they've done a few different ones in the throwaway range. One's got cornflakes, one's got Rice Krispies. Yeah, there's a few. But I imagine the one I've had is the same one that you've got, which is the cornflake one. It's not that. It doesn't really taste like that thing.
Right.
It's just it's just a mellow pale ale stroke IPA. It's balanced. It's fine. It's not over the top. It's one of my least favorite from them, but it's not bad. It's average. It's it's one of those it's nothing really to write home about. It's fine.
It weren't a lot of money. It was about £3.
Yeah. That juicy IPA is one of the cheapest they do. 330ml cans in a supermarket. It's hardly any cash. It might be £1.50 or something for a 330ml can. It's nothing. I reckon that might be the best cheap beer in the UK.
Wow.
I'll be interested to see what you say, but I reckon that it's got potential to have that moniker because it's like it punches so much above its weight. That little beer. I don't know how it does it.
Look, I'll tell you what I did see. I saw. Excuse me. I do apologise. Wrong hole. As the actress said to the bishop.
I could see Paul giggling before you said that.
I'll tell you what I did see. I saw a Sierra Nevada. Is it called like Wild Little Thing or something?
Yeah. So the one in Asda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the wild little thing. I'll be honest. Don't bother.
Is that the sour ale?
So, it's one of these where they brought something to a supermarket, I think for the sake of bringing something to a supermarket, and it's all a bit of a mess. So in Sierra Nevada's proper range, there's juicy little thing, big little thing, and hoppy little thing.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. It was called Hazy Little Thing.
Hazy Little Thing.
Oh, it was the Hazy Little Thing. Right. Yeah. The hazy out of the big little thing range, the Hazy Little Thing is tragic compared to the rest of them, I'll be honest.
Fair play.
Is that the one in the purple can?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I
took a picture of the kind of tag that sits in the shelf.
It's not a pinch on the rest of them.
No, they bought that out.
I was a bit gutted when he said he didn't have it in stock.
Yeah, they bought that out and reduced the ABV for the UK market, and it's nowhere near as good as the American version.
No, I've had the real one, and I've had the one that's in Asda, and they're not the same. They're not even. No, I'd be surprised if they're in the same base. Like they're miles apart.
Yeah.
Do you think this is like off the record, just personal opinion stuff? Just off the record. There's a few people watching now. Do you think that when, say, Vocation with Roll With It Obviously, they sell it out of their shop online, and they sell it in the supermarket. Obviously, you've got Northern Monk that do the same. These craft beer companies, do you think that if you bought a can, if you bought the can at the same time from the supermarket and a can at the same time from the bottle shop, do you think they're actually the same beer fundamentally? Ingredients, methods, and everything else behind the scenes. Do you think that they are, or do you think that they're rebadging something?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing.
I think it's the same thing. I've just seen a lot of stuff online that where with theories and stuff.
Well, why would you bother? Why would you like brew a beer or two separate beers, should we say, and then put the same packaging on it?
I got two things, and I agree. I think it's the same thing. There's two aspects to this. Do they probably taste different? Yes. Reasons are obvious.
Yeah.
The supermarket wants to buy, let's say, 12,000 units of that beer.
Yeah.
Right. And it wants it all in one go to a warehouse to be distributed across the UK. Meanwhile, and also they need to wait for space on their shelves. It's probably stored in a semi-cold room or whatever. Basically, the stuff in the supermarkets is older than the stuff you get in the bottle shop.
Yeah.
So it tastes different. It hasn't been stored at the right temperature. Has accidentally ended up next to a cooker for 8 months for whatever reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those weird.
It's realistic, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just not been kept in the same way. Therefore, has been affected differently. That's argument one. That's argument one for why it tastes different. Argument two is well, let me rephrase that. Anyone who has ever worked in a business with more than a small handful of people will know that is also not a massive organization. The actual organization is very unlikely to be able to deal with the fact of calling two things the same thing.
Yeah.
But actually producing two different things successfully.
Yeah.
Because the majority of people in breweries are not high paid to the point where they could securely and actively execute two different brews to the same name for different people and not get some confusion in there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna point out anyone in particular, but a lot of breweries occasionally send just completely the wrong beer out to different people just through the fact of human error. If you think these guys, given who's actually working there and what you're paying them, will manage to send the right brew out to the right people with the same name, it's not going to happen. If they're different, it's just not going to work. So, yeah, no, it's the same stuff. It's just been treated differently.
Yeah,
different
that's
timelines.
what I believe. I saw this conversation got traction on Twitter about 2 weeks ago, just after Christmas.
If you want to be fairly confident that something's bullshit, it's on Twitter.
Yeah,
True. It's kind of true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the thing is, I turn off.
We drunk roll with it by vocation, fresh, at their bar, and they gave us a few cans of it to take away with us, and it was in a yellow can at the point. And we spoke to a guy from vocation whose name eludes me at this stage, and he told us at the time. He said, "We've been approached by a supermarket who want to sell it." He couldn't tell us which one it was, but we guessed it was either Tesco or Morrison's, right?
Yeah.
So literally a month later, it was on the shelves at Tesco's in a different colour can. So we had it in a yellow can. Tesco's have been selling it in a green can. But the beer itself was just as good. It's
good as a consumer to hear that, because a lot of the time people say this beer's been brewed, or that there's theories that beers have been brewed for supermarkets under certain restrictions, and that roll with it. Let's get it right. That was in a 4-pack. That was what, £2 a can?
Yeah.
Which is
if you can buy a beer directly from the brewer's website, and they just happen to be selling that beer in the supermarket at the same time, then I think you've got nothing to worry about. It's when they brew beers exclusively for supermarkets.
Yeah.
That's where I find normally the quality isn't there.
Yeah. the biggest culprit of that at the minute is Marks and Spencers. Weirdly, the people with the most overhead. I've had 6 or 7 beers out of Marks and Spencers in the last 3 months from big. And so the thing is, M&S now are putting the actual brewery that have made that beer on the label front and center.
Yeah,
I've had 7 beers, and all 7 of them have been shocking.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is not what you want, really, because Marks and Spencer is all about. We can all buy the brand stuff, whether you buy a Richmond sausage from Tesco's, Morrison's, or Spencer's, it's the same. But Marks and Spencer, when it comes into its own, is the quality of their own brand stuff.
Do you know what's weird though? I don't know whether it's something to do with M&S's production chain or distribution chain or whatever. One of those beers was from the Hugo Brewery in Belgium, i.e., the guys that make Delirium.
I know exactly who this is.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone knows what they're doing, it's them, right? Let's not mess around. This is decades old brilliance, right? This is not the latest fad craft brewery that gained notoriety 2 years ago. This is long-term stuff. I had one from them from M&S, and even that was only just passable.
Was that the cherry wheat beer?
Yes.
See, I quite enjoyed that.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. But compare it to what they normally do.
I mean, I'll say I was quite excited for this. Their Belgian lager from Hark's Brewery. And Hark's, I did Google them. They've got a couple of famous beers out of their stable, and that was absolutely forgettable. It was just so forgettable, and it was like,
yeah. But that one from Hugo was the only beer I bought from there. They've all been quite bad, and that was the only one I might buy again, which is my point. Whereas, like that brewery in general, I adore everything they do normally. Everything else I've tried from them is fantastic. And that one, basically, I'm left with it. I might buy this again. And that's the best of the bunch.
What about that chocolate porter from it's Robinson's, but they called it like Starfish.
Was that the Cheshire chocolate porter?
That's the one. What a load of rubbish that was.
I quite enjoyed was it the caramel billionaire stout from Arbor? I quite enjoyed that one.
I've not tried that one.
That was good. I've had what have I had out of them? I had the sour, the very berry sour from Brick. I thought that was pretty good for a supermarket sour.
It was that one that Chris had on his live the other night.
Yeah, I thought he started slating it at first, but I think he warmed into it a little bit.
I've not had that one, but the ones I had from M&S were that one from Hugo. I had the chocolate Cheshire porter, which was just abysmal. I don't even know where to start with that. It was just awful. It was on the Christmas countdown thing.
Honestly, wasn't it? It was terrible.
It was just awful. There was another Christmas beer from. I'm trying to remember what the brewery was. Anyway, I bought 5 bottles from them. It was all own brand stuff from various large breweries from the UK, with the exception of the Hugo one. And the Hugo one was okay, but nowhere near the normal standard. All 4 of the British ones were what I would expect Aldi to put out in a home brand beer.
Wow, right. Let's add some fucking northern thing to the mix.
You fucking you fucking cheeky what bastard.
Come on, slag him off. Slag him off, Simo.
Cheeky what cunt.
Can we just get Luke's comment up at 12:02? First of all, dude, how have you kept it this long without telling us that you own a bottle shop?
He hasn't. I've given you a discount code for his bottle shop and everything for a week now. He's been
yeah. I'm so far behind.
Did a whole video about it, mate. Keep up.
I believe it's called Drunken Duckling, isn't it?
No one told me.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. No. So it only came to light on my stream last Friday, and he gave everyone out a discount code.
Isn't it?
I see.
Northeast
All makes
way,
sense
I
now.
He is northeast. Yeah.
Newcastle.
Should we rattle through some comments whilst we
Yeah,
do
I'm
We've got two more comments.
Rattle through some
Claire,
comments. I'm going for a pee, so I'll be back in a
Claire
moment.
obviously said she's from Dublin, so Claire's drinking Bud in Dublin at 4.3%.
Claire's a fucking legend. Claire's. Pardon me.
She was. I think initial comment was a bit perplexed at how she ends up in here. So it probably is through.
All right, Claire. I've seen
that
Claire
person.
in Food
Mr.
Guy,
Simo.
Spice Needs, and a few others. Claire. That sounds. They said Claire gets around. But that sounds wrong, doesn't it? No,
Don't say that.
Claire's got a few channels. Yeah.
Matthew Smith says Brewing Salisbury near me brews all the crap. Bud Light. Sorry about that, mate. I used to live near one of them. It was called Shepherd Neame. They used to brew Oranjeboom. Paul.
A mate of mine paid £30 for 12 cans of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Turns out it's brewed by fucking Brewdog in Alton.
Oh.
Against it with the UK version, which is brewed in Elton. Fucking I was like, oh mate, like you've been done dirty there. Like,
That's shocking. That's shocking.
That's not surprising.
That's one of the most
in fairness,
disappointed.
probably there's them and probably Marston's at the only place he's been on to actually fucking.
That's one of the most disappointed I've been with a beer in my life.
Do you know something? Well, I was looking at buying it, right, and I did a cheeky YouTube. I thought I watched a Welsh person say it was okay, and then Paul was like, "It's not special. Don't fucking Welsh." I was like, "Ah." I was like, "Yeah, I think one is probably more trustworthy than the other." I'll probably take that over.
It's one of them beers. It's a bit like, like you watch all these American films when you're growing up and everyone talks about Twinkies and you have all these references to them. And the first time I ever had a Twinkie, it was the same thing. I was like, this is a load of shit.
Yeah, it's just crap.
And then I had a bottle of Pabst Blue Ribbon and I genuinely thought this is one of the worst lagers I've ever tried in my life.
I got sent to a site last night by a friend of mine called Revel Drinks. I thought, this looks all right. It's basically Molson Coors version of a fancy beer website. I thought, and it's just shit. It's all those shit beers, like, so you can get Cobra, Hollandia Strong Lager, Star Prom and Velvet, Miller, King, just shit. But then they also do like 2 half decent beers, which is Duvel. You can get 12 bottles of Duvel for 30 quid, which doesn't seem too bad. But it's, I don't know.
It's the you just got to.
But then you can get
that's too much.
King Cobra. And I thought, okay, it's like 2% more than normal Cobra, and it just comes with Coke in it. Like, wow.
Right,
Just
I'm just going to quickly rattle through some comments because I am late.
Smooth.
I'm late. Luke John Frost says, cheers, Bramwell. Set the reminder. Yeah, Bramwell and I think Bramwell and Sharky have got something going on. I had it up as a comment. 22nd of Feb. He's doing something with Sharky, so stick it in the comments or stick it on your reminders. Matthew Smith says, welcome to the Weird Club, Claire. In all seriousness, all good guys here. Yeah, Claire, welcome.
Claire's awesome, man.
We can't see the comment, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Claire's awesome. Claire is.
There you go. There, Matthew says, but Paul is smashed. Honestly, he's been smashed since about 7:30. Kevin Parton says, good evening, all. On my first beer of the afternoon shift.
I'm assuming you're US. Are you, Kevin?
Kevin, cheers, mate. I hope it goes down well, mate. To be fair, you're probably on your 3rd or 4th by now.
Yeah, afternoon shift must be US time. It's what sort of.
Claire says, cheers, they seem like fun. We try it, Claire. We do try it. Timmy says, do you like Blue Nose beer reviews? If I'm totally honest, I'm inundated with beer reviewers. I've not seen Blue Nose beer reviews. I I feel like I've heard of him.
I can comment. I do like Blue Nose beer reviews. He's very. I feel like he's very honest. If you know what I mean, like he's just like.
I don't like him. I think he's a stupid head.
Yeah.
Not Paul.
Paul's on it. I don't mind him. I join him on his I join in on his live streams in the chat every so often. I think he's all right. I've not watched that many, but I think he's all right.
Don't know the bloke. Seems fine.
Right. This next comment, I've just realised who it is. This is my wife's cousin who worked with me before he had a bad back and he couldn't work anymore. No. A bad knee.
You're taking a piss out of the table, people, Mark. That's not very nice.
No, he's not in table, actually, because he goes to rugby. Parky Warden's my PlayStation name. He says, how do you feel about Brewdog? F you, James. His name's James.
I've got the. Sorry, Sam. Go on.
I've heard that Mark loves a bit of Brewdog. He slags him off on stream, and then afterwards, his fucking first one now he's going. A bit of lockdown lager, a bit of hazy Jane Guava.
Honestly, bad. I just can't get enough of Bad Shake or whatever it was called.
No, I mean,
what was that?
Did you see the latest Tiny Rebel release? By the way, anybody? They did a protein shake IPA.
We did talk about this earlier.
IPA.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Yeah.
Absolutely shocking.
I hope Red Bull take him through the ringer for that one.
How the fuck did they get away with it? Surely, like, you'd have layers going, hiya, mate.
The can scarily
Right. Let me just throw this out there. Red Bull allegedly, I don't want to say this for fact, verbatim, because I don't know if it's absolutely true, but I heard, and it might not be true, that Red Bull once tried to sue a relatively young lad for riding in a competition, either mountain bike, BMX, something like that, with a fake Red Bull sponsored helmet.
Oh, for God's sake.
If you think they're not going to trounce Tiny Rebel, you're having a laugh.
as much as I hate Tiny Rebel, right? They must have bank to fucking fight. Whatever's like, you know.
I don't.
First,
dude, did you not buy their advent calendar?
Somebody over. There's one where that calendar is. Fuck you. Yeah.
Christmas comes once a year.
The calendar was that good.
Once a year, and you bought a tiny Rebel advent calendar.
Why? The calendar was that good. Taking out that code.
Simo.
What he was. You can take on, you can fuck off. You can take 20%, and you can shove it up your ass because.
Oh, I'm gonna do a brand promotion right now. Simo, next year when you're thinking about a beer advent calendar for Christmas,
yeah,
that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna put that right there.
He's got his dildo out again.
There you go. Fucking terrible. Take that. Fuck me 20% off. You can fuck off. I ain't buying none of your shit no more.
Push this towards the camera a bit so you can get a good view. Look at the size of that mother.
You see, Tom, I was looking at the Blue Monkeys, but it's
2 litres. Wow.
I just felt like I was looking, but there ain't that much for the money. They're all a bit low, I guess. Sort of. Maybe I'm a bit spoiled nowadays. You sort of stronger alcohol beers and stuff. All
right. Do you want bad stuff that's strong, or do you want good stuff that's average?
Timo, what you've done now is essentially insult his child. So I am going to step back.
I mean, see, there was a place local to me, right? And I was looking at their calendar, and they're pretty spot on. I thought, do you know what? Fuck it, I'll go to Tiny Rebel, and then within about a week, I regretted that decision. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I went, "Fuck me, I've been stung with this," and and then I think that the killing blow was on Boxing Day. They sent an email out going, if you like any of our calendar beers, then we have some available for purchase. But you cheeky bastards! I thought, You fucking got this calendar that you said was exclusive, and now you're going. So anyway, you only want beers at a discounted price. So here's your link.
What you done, Simo? You bought a press pack for 90 quid, mate. That's what you did. Honestly, I'm not joking. That is exactly what you did.
Every day, right? There's the Facebook thing, and they're going, another beer, mate. Yeah, another shit beer. Fucking waste of time. Like,
Right.
I think since the post, I got a Bloody Mary, I got a Shandy, I got a Rattler, which is a bit weird, and there was a few other weird, like, it's a beer advent calendar. What the fuck are you doing? There's a Sunny Delight beer in there. Oh, this is a beer. There's a fucking. I think it was Chuckleberry Rattler, and said, "I ain't fucking chuckling." I'm not really
Chuckleberry. It sounds like a vape liquid.
That's a Rolling Kids cartoon.
It says Chuckleberry Rattler for you. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a fucking...
Right. Jack Bandit's got a question.
Oh,
For each of you, do you have a favourite Kolsch?
I'm getting big echoing off someone's mic. I don't know who it is.
A Kolsch. Ooh.
Off the top of my head, no, I couldn't say I do have a favourite Kolsch.
I think probably the Kolsch I can put my finger on is the Fru Kolsch that's in the supermarket.
Yeah, I guess that comes to mind. John did a
That's
Kolsch,
pretty.
didn't it?
I really quite like
Yeah.
that.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad and Carl. What was it called?
Bam one.
Was it First Date?
First Date was
pretty fucking good. Yeah.
First Date was a Kolsch style. Effectively, it's not a real Kolsch, but it was basically was.
Yeah, a bit like you, Mark. I guess the first thing that comes to mind when you say Kolsch is Fru Kolsch.
That's the one. Yeah, Fru Kolsch is probably the original, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one. It must be one. I think that's the stuff they serve. I went to Cologne, and that when you ask for a beer, that's what you get, and it's fruit. I'm certain it's fruit.
Well, a Kolsch is supposed to be drunk quickly, isn't it? They serve it in smallish.
They serve it in
glasses,
25 centiliter glasses, and then this is the best drinking experience ever. So we talked earlier. You know, there was it Daniel was in your chat, Crumb, and he was going to Munich, and we talked about Steins and stuff.
Yeah,
the best drinking experience I've ever had was in Cologne, where they give you 25 or 250 milliliter glasses, and you get a beer mat. So you sit down, and it's like no one says anything to you. You sit down, and then all of a sudden you get a beer mat and a glass. And then every beer you have, there's a pen that comes over your shoulder, and it tallies up your beer mat. And then anytime your beer goes below halfway, you get another one without asking for one. She walks around, or say she, because it's generally the women serve the beer in Germany. It's not a generalization. That's the way it is. And they've got this like holder, and it's got tiers on it with 25 milliliter or 250 milliliter glasses. And then when you don't want any more, you do that. And then you drink your beer. You take your glass and your beer mat to the front desk. They tally up what you've had, and there's a price.
300 quid.
What was the fucked up? You get like some fucking, and then also got this drunk about fucking 20 of them.
Honestly, and it's not expensive, and you always have a fresh beer. That's the whole point of. That's the whole point.
I like it.
It sounds like a great idea, but over here it would never work because
it never work over here.
Fucking lazy bastards, and they come back. Like fucking him on fucking 12.
Well, look how many whoppers are about with Oktoberfest. Do you know what I mean? Imagine like, oh, you didn't tally my. Oh, I've lost my beer mat. Or all the rest of it.
That's it. The amount of things that fucking people just can't be asked to keep track of is just.
Jack follows up with any craft brewery that has shareholders is BS.
I don't know about that. I think it's a tough one to say because I mean
it's a tough one.
Not every single craft brewery can afford to fucking open up on their own back. Sometimes you need shareholders.
I think Jack's on a point which I do agree with. I don't think you can be. You've got to have commercial interests because you're a business, and there's people to pay, and there's people that rely on you to supply them with business to pay their mortgage.
Yeah.
Equally, I think there's a really fine line between commercial and craft. And I had the conversation.
We've had this conversation a few times. It probably doesn't need revisiting.
No.
What I'll say, my point of view is this. So far, most breweries that have opened up to purchasing for mass shareholders, like Brewdog did originally, and several others after that, just generally speaking, have been shit. But that is not as a result of that business model. It's got nothing to do with it.
Right.
Intrinsically, anyway. So if I'll take my favorite.
Most craft breweries at some point have to have some shit to start. Everybody needs a bit of fucking help at some point along the road.
It's the
whether
golden
you then
goose.
pay them off and say, thank you for your business.
Simo,
good day or not.
Simo, say you open Simo Beers, right? And then someone like Marston's come in and said, we're going to buy you for £5.5 million. Well, I'll tell you what, the biggest question is, what was Magic Rock sold for? 20 odd?
Yeah.
It pains me to say that, but my biggest thing
20 odd million quid.
And
I think it was 24, but yeah.
Never mind the beer, my biggest thing would be because that money, that is life-changing money. Like, not just for me, but for my family. Like, that's the thing you got to look at. That is life-changing fucking money.
It's the whole point. It's why we all go to work.
For me, it'll be, yes, I like beer, but for that kind of money, I could buy a lot of fucking beer.
Yeah,
and
you
my
can't knock a brewery. You can't knock a brewery for seeking investment, can you? You can't knock one for seeking investment. But what's more important? Is it them feeding their families, or is it some random geezer on YouTube going, "Oh, the beer's changed"?
It's all right for people. Look, I mean, you guys know as well as I've had my fucking share of shit on YouTube. But I mean, if somebody offered me fucking 20 million, then sorry, fuck you guys, then. I'm offering it. I'm an 95, but 20 million is going to fucking see me right for as long as I'm alive, and probably fucking, the rest of my family's life.
These guys, would you rather
life-changing money?
Would you rather cash in, or would you rather risk it and hope that your business is worth more money 6 years down the line? I'd cash in.
I'm sorry.
Secure your family's future. Have a bloody good time. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true.
Cash in because,
right.
Like,
I want to.
Tom looks unsure.
Yeah, how much are you going to be worth a few years down the line? Because if someone's willing to pay 20 million to buy your brewery,
cash in. I'll take the money.
They must have seen your trajectory. They must know what direction.
I'll send you some income from a fucking private yacht in the Bahamas.
It's true, Paul, but there's a loss risk. Like, the loss risk is every time it steps up, the loss risk is high. And then if someone offered me £2 million for my business now, I'd take it, even if it was worth £2.5 million quid. Because the loss
stupid, I think.
The loss risk is high.
This might sound fucking ridiculous, but I think a couple million. No, if we're talking serious money, then yeah. But like a couple million. Do you know something? I'd rather be. This sounds really weird, but I'd rather say, fuck you, couple of mil, because although it's a lot of money, but fuck you, couple. I'll keep on doing what I'm doing. But when we're talking like 20 mil. Fuck yeah, man, because that is a couple mil. You could spunk that, like maybe not easily, but you could. But you're talking you fucking 20 mil is pretty difficult to fucking. You can't just
how much would it cost to start up a new brewery, knocking out the amount of beer that you'd want to be produced?
I'll tell you what.
Would it be worth selling up to do that, or to continue with what you got?
There's a bigger problem with that question that I've been trying to work out how to answer this or not. The problem is any craft brewery that has a shareholder is BS, right? So if you start up a brewery and you are the only owner, you are the 100% shareholder in that brewery, right? Whether it's publicly traded or not, you own all of that brewery. So even if you don't put it public, but then offer it out because you personally don't have the funds to get it to where you need to be, and 6 other people join, or whatever number it is, let's make it easier. Let's say 10 people own it. Then everyone has a 10% sharehold in that brewery. Now, whether it's whether it's a private or public company. Now, I assume the question's regarding when people open it up to public shares, but whether it's public or privately held, an amount of money needs to be available up front for a brewery to do anything. So it's a bit of a it's a bit of a non-question. Like Lords is a prime example because it's a privately held business. There is more than one shareholder in that business.
I think I do. I kind of get what Jack means. That I think it's I think it's probably the broader principle that. Well, I would read that question and say it's the broader principle. It's that craft versus commercial thing, and shareholders tend to lead more towards the commercial side. I think, like you say, John's got more than one investor. John's really lucky with his investors because they've allowed him to continue on that trajectory where he needs to go. And his beers have shown. His beers have been of quality that show that under the right investors, it can be really, really good. But I think equally, I think there's a lot of bad investors out there. I mean, that's an absolute example. I said it earlier. That's labelled as a craft lager, brewed by something called Craft Nation. That is that's got to be a public floating company.
Not necessarily.
It's huge.
That could be.
It's a big company. It's a big company. They often float, and or whether they're floating publicly doesn't matter. They've probably got multiple shareholders with all the fingers in the pie, and it's led to them producing that rubbish. There's
an easier point to disrupt this argument. In general, as I said at the start, you're right, but Budvar is owned by the government. Budvar is owned by. It's a government invested business. It goes beyond shareholders. It is purely about profit, and it is a beer that everyone enjoys.
There you go. Right, guys, I've just seen what the time is. I've actually got to go.
You've got work tomorrow.
You'll work tomorrow.
Right, I love you, leave you. Cheers, Mark.
Take care.
I appreciate it.
Cheers, Paul, mate. See you soon.
See you, lads. I'll speak to you all soon.
Let's pray for Paul tomorrow morning. I look forward to the pitch.
Pray for Paul's hangover because it might not be pretty.
Thanks. See you later.
See you later, mate. Oh dear. Well, there might be a handsome man called John rejoins us after he's finished dicking about on someone else's stream, but you never know.
Yeah, what are you doing, John? I'll tell you what, I need to wrap through because I'm nearly an hour behind on these comments.
Are you really? All right.
Yeah,
so no, both of us, let's be quiet. Let Mark do this. In fact, I'm even going to turn my cam and mic off while you rattle through.
Timmy Funster says all this talk has turned. All talk about anal has turned me on. Honestly, Timmy, I can't even remember, but yeah, anal talk. Yeah, can't blame you, mate. Habibi says, why is every IPA so trash? It's probably a trend thing, mate. I think I'm kind of done with IPAs at the moment. I'm into pales and I'm into pales and lagers at the moment, if I'm honest with you. Luke John Frost says, too many IPAs now. Yeah, exactly that. We need a good old-fashioned lager back. No nonsense lager done right. Couldn't agree more. I would argue that if you want no nonsense lager done right, I don't think you can look further than that. That is absolutely cracking. It's £2.50 off Morrison's shelf. Luke John says, wrong hole. That's what she said. Yeah, I did say that earlier. As a bottle shop owner, I get breweries telling me to pick stock up from supermarkets as it would be cheaper and more cost efficient. Wow, it costs some more to send a case of beer to me than truckloads. It's funny. I watched a YouTube podcast a little while ago and they talk about how they use Amazon as a distribution service rather than a sales platform.
Seen a lot of people. I've seen
really interesting.
Our example of that is Glenafric or on Amazon.
Yeah, Glenafric on Amazon. Yeah,
and they use Amazon as a courier service. Basically,
I think Glenafric have their soft drink and B&M. These aren't silly guys. It's crazy. David Etchell says it must cost more. Sorry, it must cost the same to make a crap beer as it does to make a good beer. It depends. I think. Yeah,
if mass reduced, then probably not. Probably cost pennies.
It depends on what they want to make, David. I think if they're looking at sort of your hoppy pales and hoppy IPAs, I think it's really difficult to make a cheap version of that, just because hops cost so much money. And I think that's the problem with this beer that I said earlier. It's a double dry hop lager, or double hop lager, or whatever they call it. It'll be a quick squirt of hop extract, which is why it tastes so bitter and weird. Just like my uncle. Bitter and weird. Jack Bandit says, there he is. Yep, Simo's in. Claire says, hi, Simo. There we go. Claire seems really, really nice, by the way.
Claire's fucking awesome, Claire, yeah.
Jack Bandit says,
my vibe is fucking cold. I'm bloody that's what they,
Claire says, now I found out how I found this channel. It's definitely Simo's fault. Yeah, blame him. I do apologise, Claire. That man down there is he's to blame.
Claire's awesome. Claire's a fucking proper.
No, she's lovely. She's been nothing but lovely in this chat. It's been nice to speak to her, to be fair. Simo, Jack Bandit, my vibe is absolutely frozen. Well, it is in this weather, mate. Matt says, I could drink Paul's stupid head.
He says, because I'm fucking sat in a pair of shorts like you.
Honestly, he's going to feel like he's got work booked in tomorrow. Matthew Smith says, Paul Smith tried to sue me when I was 13 for trying to sell a wallet on eBay. They even asked what financial assets I had at 13.
Fucking hell, Matthew.
It shows you that. Absolutely pathetic. It really, really, really is. Bramwell says, Luke apologises. It's the 22nd of January for the live with Shark, not February. So that is literally a week today. Next week. Taylor says, F you doing this, Simo? Evening, Mark. Simo, Simo's a bloody legend, mate.
I've known Taylor for probably the best part of 18 months now.
I feel like, I've seen Taylor on your...
He's in mine, Spice and Easy, and that. He's top world.
Spice and Easy, I think that's where I've seen him.
He talks a lot of bollocks, but he's not a bug.
By the way, how good a spot! I'm not joking. I'm not sponsored. I bought the spice packs. How good are Spice and Easy spice packs?
They are very nice. I must admit.
The sausage casserole one was like blew my mind.
Is Alan such a nice guy that he just sends out that many fucking freebies? I've literally got a Tupperware full. I don't need any more. I was like, mate, I've got that fucking many that I just don't know what to do with him.
Next time you think about buying one of
them, curry every day for the next fucking 2 months.
Oh, honestly, their sausage casseroles are absolutely delicious. Luke John Frost, not a problem, Bramwell. Got it scheduled. There we go. Taylor says, decent little channel, this lad. Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate that, mate. It's fake.
Nice, he talks a lot of fucking bullshit. And he's got fun, but
that's why I fit in, Simo.
No, I know him from about at first I thought he was a bit of a cunt, and then I got to know him. It's just how it's not offensive, it's just the way he is. Some people that's just how they are, sort of like it's not an offensive thing, it's just how somebody is.
Good vibe only around here, honestly, good vibe only.
He swears like I say that, he talks absolute bollocks.
Timmy Fantastic.
He rings you up every night and it's like an hour on the phone. It's like, Dad, what's your fuck off, man. It's like, I'm putting on loudspeaker and carry on. He says,
right. I just want to carry on then. I'll catch up and then we can relax. Oh my God, what was that? Timmy Fantastic says, legendary.
Was that just a...
No, I got floorboards. Luke John Frost says, during the glorious days of summer, I used to order half pints for table service. Only when it got to 18 halves, the young bar lady said, if long bar lad said, for the pint. Mate, Luke John knows. Do not order beer by a pint if the service is good. If the service is rubbish, order by the pint. Stop, man. Hello, mate.
I disagree. You're not drinking quick enough.
Someone says, guys, I've got to say thank you for all the kind words. Love you guys, and amazing, true legends.
Cheers, Steve. How are you doing? All right, mate. How are you good?
I think all of it, you put it on your live. Steve's mother passed away. I believe it was yesterday. Sorry, Steve, I forgot the information wrong. Send Steve some love. He's an absolutely lovely, lovely man. To the bottom of his feet, he's a lovely, lovely guy.
Cheers, Steve. How are you doing? All right, mate.
Cheers, mate. Like, honestly, cheers to your mum, Steve.
Does Steve want to come on for a chat, by the way? We've probably...
Steve is more than welcome to come. Sorry, I'm so useless at this. I've got no...
Steve, if you want to come on, ping me a message on Insta. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, do that, Steve. If you want to come on, mate. I'm sorry, I've got no sort of
Mark's crap doing networking, so leave it to Tom.
Yeah, Jack says, response to the shareholders conversation. All 4 of you are great points and all are right. It's a fantastic topic, mate. It is.
It's a weird one, you know. Everybody's got their limit and their sort of thing. It's a tough one to sort of.
It's a huge conversation.
Like you can't judge somebody, no matter how big or small the offer is, but then.
But the thing is, when you get this, where it's craft lager called A Great Opportunity, brewed by Craft Nation, I think the conversation needs to happen, because at that point it becomes a rip-off exercise. And I've got a video coming out about this beer. And first and foremost, before any of the YouTube rubbish, I am a beer drinker. I buy beer. Yeah. I wouldn't have bought this beer had it not been for YouTube. I will say that. I had an inkling it might not have been craft lager. But equally, it's on the shelf. It's being marketed as craft lager, and I think it's important for everybody to know when it's an absolute ringer and when someone's tried to rip you off. And when it becomes a rip-off, I take it personally, because I'm a beer purchaser.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's £1 or £5. It doesn't matter. They're charging you. You go to work for that money, and you get that money. And if you're going to spend that money, it needs to be something that's honest. If something's honest, it doesn't matter. And that beer wasn't honest. That's my problem. Steve says, "Lol, here's a question. Would you guys do me the honor of joining a live soon, mate?"
Of course, mate. Let me know where and when. The only thing I ask is let me know in advance, because chaos is life. But yes, absolutely.
I do apologise for not joining last night, Steve. I was watching the footy and I thought, well, footy's done. And then when the footy was done, you disappeared. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, what's footy's done? I'll jump in. And then he just disappeared now.
As you might know, Steve, I'm not really that keen on a live, mate. Mate, you know me.
So, by the way, I'm assuming you guys must have heard, if you've not, Sagatuck.
Yeah. Sagatuck, yeah.
They're in Home Bargains. You can get a 4-pack for £2.85.
Wow.
They have.
We were talking about it last week. I've not been in one yet, but yes, it sounds like a good deal.
From what I've seen, there's the Blueberry Maple Stout.
Wow.
And the Neapolitan Milk Stout, £2.85 for 4 cans.
There was another one. John got another one. I think it was was it a pale?
I only know because I sent my brother down today to look for him. Like, they've not got him in, but here's a label. Like, well, that's fucking helpful.
Didn't have me around me.
Here's a label. Like, thanks, I guess. That stuff gave me such a fucking horrific hangover that it just.
I went in for Talbot, walked out with Nigerian Guinness, which was random.
It's dangerous stuff, that is.
Let's go. Luke John Frost, sorry. So Steve, I'd absolutely do a live, mate. I think the lads are in too. Luke John Frost says, I think Paul is ready to hit the hay. Yeah, mate. And he's going to be feeling a little hoarse tomorrow as well, actually.
I'll tell you what, I couldn't be arsed being fucking Paul tomorrow morning.
Claire says, thanks, guys. Love from Dublin. Oh, Claire, we were talking about Ireland earlier, actually, in reference to Guinness, and how... sorry, I say we were talking about it. It was on Crummy's stream. That guy there. Do I have the names turned on?
There you go.
There we go. So if any of you are new to this channel and you want to look at some decent beer channels, these guys around me are awesome. Claire, we were talking on the Crummy Beard stream earlier about Guinness, how it's different, why it's different, and some of the theory that Guinness only really lasts 2 weeks when it's locally distributed compared to 6 weeks when it's widely
distributed. It was 2 weeks if locally distributed in Ireland. 6 months if it's exported.
Wow, it has to be something to do with the lactose. It has to be.
I made the mistake of trying the alcohol-free Guinness last weekend. That was
it horrendous?
It started off when it was freezing cold. It was really nice, and then as it warmed up, it just tastes like chemicals.
I don't know.
To be fair, that's in line with most Guinnesses. To be fair,
yeah, it was really cold. It was like, oh, that's quite nice. And then, but halfway through, I was like, this just tastes a bit fucking iffy.
yeah.
But I mean, I had the normal Guinness and the Guinness Zero, and straight away you can tell because the alcohol-free just lacks that. It's the body that the alcohol beers.
Yeah.
Got that body that the alcohol-free just. There's no beer that has created it yet, and I don't know whether it can't be that fucking difficult. Like, surely there must be some motherfucker out there.
Simo, have you tried the left one?
I dread to no because I'd if it ruins left, I'll be devastated.
No. So the left did something brilliant, right? It has pretty much most of the body of the normal beer.
Yeah,
but it tastes nothing like the normal beer, but also is distinctly left. I don't know how they did it. It was an absolutely genius move. It's by far the best alcohol-free beer out there.
But no matter what left you buy, there's that left taste, isn't there? It's hard to explain. Like, if you ever have a left beer,
it's the water, yeah.
Left taste, like, so you can have the Brewing, the fucking blonde, the rouge, but there's that left taste there.
I think
if you don't like that taste, then it's not for you. I quite like it.
Yeah,
So.
but yeah, I had the Guinness Zero, and it was. I've also had the Franciscana Zero, the
Erdinger one is weird. Like, I just literally done an alcohol-free video for the Dry January guys. That's my latest video. Sorry, Crumb, because I was going to do it with you, but to be fair, it was just like I needed to get it out before Dry January was over.
Right,
if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it a bit weird. The alcohol-free beers, they're not nasty, but they're just all a bit.
I'll tell you what is nasty. The worst one has the Doom Bar Zero is an absolute train. It's an absolute train wreck.
That Doom Bar in general is nasty. So I mean,
Brewdog Nanny State for me. That smelt amazing.
Nanny State is fucking horrific, mate.
Mate, I tried it.
Nasty, yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. The Erdinger is defined as an isotonic drink.
What's not bad though.
Yeah, the Erding is actually quite nice. Well, not nice, but it's okay.
The
Ghost Ship.
Yeah,
Ghost Ship. No, I like the Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship alcohol free is all right.
Just fucking Tom Schrader is crap, mate. All right, fucking.
The best one I tasted on my review was Big Drops Pine Trail Pale. It had Amarillo, Mosaic, and
just a second.
Possibly Cascade hops in it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it smelled by smell it smelled exactly the same as Adnam's Mosaic Pale in can.
Okay.
And obviously it's alcohol free. It's not going to be the same, but it was pretty darn close. Like you know it's alcohol free, but equally it wasn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I have here. Where are we? What have I done with that? Oh, sorry, mate. Is your favourite brewing company?
Mate, I love them. I never had anything.
An ampersand on the wing pale. It's one of the best beers they've ever done.
On the alcohol-free front, I did an alcohol-free stream sometime, I want to say it was September last year, because I had to drive late on that night. And I tried the Doom Bar alcohol-free, which I'll be honest, that thing tastes like old potatoes. It is so bad. That is so bad. I tried the Erdinger, which was okay. I had the Lef, which honestly I enjoyed. I had another 3. So the Lef was only available in a 4-pack in Tesco at the time.
Yeah.
I bought a 4-pack and I drank the other 3 afterwards at various points in time. Genuinely enjoyed it. It just tasted like a sweet honey drink. It was genuinely nice.
They are generally. I think alcohol-free beers. From what I mean, I had 8 of them, or I sampled 8.
Okay.
They were all generally quite sweet. They were all very carbonated, and they all had this gassy character.
Yeah.
But I've got to be honest. I think the one. I mean, in terms of quality to cost, the Bavaria from Holland, like the Dutch Bavaria.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to say Bavaria and say the word Holland.
I know what you mean.
Bavaria do a beer. We worked out about 56 pence per bottle. It was lager, and for an alcohol-free, couldn't fault it.
Fair.
Could not fault it.
Right. I think I did 5 beers. I think I did 5 beers in mine, and it was pretty much 3 were horrendous, and 2 were well. One was fairly okay, which was the Erdinger, and then one was actually nice, which was the Left, and the other 3 were catastrophic.
Yeah, that's kind of generally how I saw it. I thought the majority were nowhere near, because I made the point in this. The video's out. I made the point in the video. It's these beers. We can give them allowances, but they are designed to replace alcoholic beer. We can give them allowances.
I struggled. So I did them because I operate a YouTube channel which is predominantly around beer. I would never have drank them in an alternate situation. If I knew I needed to drive that night, I'd have had a can or 2 of Diet Coke.
Something, yeah.
Right, like it's just that's the truth of it. I would not have chosen to drink them. I've had a non-alcoholic beer once in a social situation, and there's a reason I only had it once.
I've had alcohol-free bullshit, and it's been at pubs like when I'm driving, and it's been enjoyable. It's been a compliment to the dinner.
For me, it's not the taste; it's they just all like the body for me. Like they're just a bit thin and a bit watery.
And the big drop milk stout,
but you would assume
even the big drop milk stout, it's still lack body. And that's a milk stout that should have body by definition.
Somebody out there can make an alcoholic beer where you can't, like, you know, with food, right, where you can't really tell the difference. With beer, it can't be that fucking difficult, but apparently it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
let's get.
She's got the old virus, so it's been a case of there you go.
Shit.
There's what you need, and I'll leave you on the stairs and fucking don't.
On the stairs.
I've just seen Craig Kent Beer Reviews is in.
He is in. I'm dying to get to his comment because we're about half an hour behind. We're about 8 comments behind, which is half an hour in Mark's beer reviews.
John or Paul, like
Stock says,
behind the comments.
Just come back from the pub, bit smash, raiding the cupboard. Tom, honestly,
Me,
earlier I had a peanut butter and prawn cocktail crisp sandwich, and if you haven't tried it,
I'm still undecided. You sent me a message about that earlier, and I was like, I can't tell whether you're a genius or an absolute savage. I'm not decided.
Genius and savage in equal measure.
That sounds fucking horrific. Like just
a little bit.
Try it and let me know. Tom Socks follows up with, "How is everyone doing?" Personally,
great, mate.
Very well.
Very good. Very good.
Thanks for asking. Luke John Frost says, "Squint and cheesy" is a slogan for this stream.
Yeah.
Kevin Parton, hello mate. Says, "Cheers, Steve." Yeah, absolutely. Kevin, I hope you're well, mate. Tom Stock says, "Is it a good beer?"
Yeah. So...
This all the talk about alcohol-free beer is sobering me up.
Well, I think we've all tried alcohol-free beers, and they're just not there yet. Yeah.
There's one for me that hits the spot. A bit of whiskey crumb. Yeah, he's on the JDs. Loves it.
What about? Pardon me. The alcohol-free gin. What's all that about?
I'll be honest. I really don't like gin. So the idea of alcohol-free gin is just like you know, if you were to be sent to hell, And it's not the traditional idea of hell where you're just in pain all the time. Someone takes an idea at the back of your mind and goes, I'm going to inflict this on you forever. I feel like mine would be alcohol-free gin, because it's both something I hate along with another thing that I hate. And I can't get over it.
I feel like gin, man. Gin's like so inoffensive. It just...
Yeah, but
no, gin tastes right. Gin, straight up gin tastes like fucking potpourri. I hate it. I don't like it. But look, loads of breweries do it now. Right, gin is vodka that's hung around a flower pot too long. In my mind, like that's all it is.
Not fair enough.
It is what it is. I just don't like it. But each their own.
Tell us what you really think, Tom.
That's it, Tom. Not all back. Just tell us what you think.
Gin, it's vodka that's hung around a blooming flower pot.
Leah.
Leah.
Mate, if you host a 1 a.m. stream, this is what you can expect.
Leah and Neil are just like Leah and Neil are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they are. Honestly, Leah's just one of the most lovely people. Honestly,
Hi, Leah.
Leah's like too nice.
Luke John says a local lager brewery can sell me a 440ml can, I presume, for £2.10. A smaller brewery can only do it for £3. Yeah, in a supermarket, you can pick up 3 beers for a £5.
That's it's all massive juice, mate. They're not just making one; they're making like 500 of that fucking beer.
Luke, I think I had this question.
Making like 50
hold on a minute. Before you answer this question, remember that Luke owns a bottle shop.
Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, but I think it's a valid question. But equally, I think the term what we perceive as craft has to be known as small batch brewing.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, what even is craft nowadays? You know, in 2022,
it's difficult.
Weird to fucking say like what even is craft in this day and age?
I see it as small batch. I see it as like obviously small batch is going to cost more to produce per milliliter, more to distribute, more to can.
The problem with the term craft is it is kind of dependent on where you were when you first heard it.
Yeah.
As in, if the first time you realised there was beer other than Carling, Foster's and Carlsberg,
like Tesco,
and you introduced a craft, then you probably have quite a fond idea of the term because it led you on to other stuff. Meanwhile, there's a few of us, and I'm included in that bracket, that was fully aware of other small batch produced beer before basically the term craft in the UK now is dependent. It basically came from the American craft beer revolution. But we were already making small batch beer. Like the situation in America pre-craft was very different to the situation in the UK pre-craft. So craft beer to me in the UK is actually, I've always quite disliked the term because it basically meant take away the traditional small batch brewing and replace it with over hop shit, which is what's happened.
I'll tell you what. First and foremost, I like this version of Tom.
Well, it's like Tom's had a few fucking real drinks. It's like
Tom after dark. You get the real Tom, the real.
It's like Tom who's had a few real drinks since he went with Sarge. He's had that few drinks, like nice Tom, but Tom after that whiskey's like.
But no, I do agree, Tom. I do agree. I do agree. But
Whiskey Tom's like, I'll stab you in the back alley, mate, for a fucking fire.
I think the problem is craft is like a name or a term that's been dined out on for a couple of years now. Yeah. And then everyone else that maybe wasn't that version of craft wants to be craft. And like I'll say it again. Like the problem is
Tom
stocks.
There's a lot of them fucking weird bot things made around there. And every single fucking channel's posting random bullshit.
But yeah, no, I think the term craft has had its day. I think it needs. I think it's probably more up to us as consumers to be aware now. I think it's kind of gone too far.
I think Jack's pretty much summed it up straight away. He gives a shit if it's craft or not. If you like it, you drink it. Yeah.
Well, he's not wrong, and it also goes back to a conversation we were having earlier. Is like There's an endless amount of new breweries who can actively say they are craft because they started up out of the idea of wanting to be craft. You take someone like Black Sheep, right? They're in every supermarket pretty much.
Yeah, fucking yeah.
But they're not. But at the same time, you wouldn't call them the biggest players. They're not
No,
AB InBev.
They're like the small guys in the macro industry, which is a bit weird to say.
Yeah, it's an absurdity to say. And the only reason they're there is because they pre-exist everyone else that calls themselves craft. So what do we call them? Because they're not macro. I've seen their brewery. They're not macro. They produce a lot of beer, but it's not macro.
I'll tell you what. If you ever have a Black Sheep bitter on draft,
you were talking about this earlier.
Simo, guess what? Simo, guess what? I've got in the beer monster right now.
Oh, the old Black Sheep. It's
I've got the Black Sheep bitter.
See, I've not seen it for donkeys. I mean, honestly, it's not something that I've ever sort of come. But my local, that's pretty fucking good. It's not bad.
Right, mate. It is a fantastic bitter. There's no doubt about it. It's a fantastic bitter.
Right. Let's click on.
Get to your next comment because I think that's Craig.
Craig,
he just says, "Cheers, guys." Craig,
cheers.
if you're still up and about, do you want to come on? I know it's this Mark's channel, and I'm just inviting people.
No, Craig. Honestly, I'm glad you do it, Tom, because this is only probably my 4th live stream. My etiquette is absolutely shot to bits. So, Craig, if you want to come on, mate, you're more than welcome. Crumb, can you send Craig the link via Instagram?
I certainly can. Whether he joins or not, we'll find out.
Honestly, Tom,
I feel like poor Tom's like you, wouldn't we? Like, Tom
and John are cheap at support, mate. Not even joking.
If only Mark was your live stream,
I made a Quavers prawn cocktail sarnie. Oh, Quavers prawn cocktail are absolutely rancid. Tom Stocks, you must be drunk because, yeah. He says, G&L.
You just slag off Quavers.
Prawn cocktail Quavers are absolutely rank.
I was like, wait.
Okay.
Pretty legit, but yeah.
I don't think they're absolutely rank, but they're not great. So I'll let you know.
Luke Johnson says, if I wanted an non-alcoholic Shandy Bass, downright the best tasting non-alcoholic on the market, 49p in the corner shop. Mate, yeah.
Right.
I can't disagree.
I've sent Craig a link. I'm going for a pee.
Yeah, do it. Simo, just after singing Leah's praises about being such a nice girl and how she's the sweetest person ever, she just told you to F off.
That's not right, yeah. Luke, I, like a fucking idiot I am, bought a tiny little advent calendar. And I had probably several beers that were just shocking. A Bloody Mary, a Shandy, a Radler, a Sunny Delight beer.
A Sunny Delight beer.
I was like, do you know what? I was like, I don't even care. I was like,
Jesus Christ. Tom says.
I was like, do you know what? I was like, you fucking shove it up your ass. I don't even care.
I'd agree. I'll tell you what, Tom says, more pay should mean more quality. Sometimes isn't the case. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, Tom, find me a craft lager that's better than that. I'll tell you, weirdly, I'm going to give you one. It's Duration Cutting Grass. But generally speaking, that's £2.50 for a 500ml bottle out of Morrison's.
That sounds great, man. It's
ridiculous. It's
I dare say it's close, but not quite.
Vice Stefano. There you go. How much was that, Simo?
£2.
£2.
Yeah.
£2. It's ridiculous. Tom says, Putin, you're timed out, mate. I can only presume that's Russian. Jack Howard's in the chat. How are you, Jack?
Yeah, it's the bots in it that just fucking go. Fucking what to say?
We've got
what the fuck it is that they fucking type in.
We've got some bot whackers in here. Jack says, who gives an S if it's craft or not? If you like it, drink it. Yeah, mate, absolutely. I always say it every time. Beer drinking is subjective. One man's piss is another man's pleasure. One person's piss is another person's pleasure. I absolutely stand by that. Luke John Frost says, morning, Jack. It's weird, isn't it? Morning, Jack. I knew that wouldn't get you out of bed. Tom Stock says, hey. I think Tom Stockton's had a couple of little beers tonight, bringing down Banhammer half beers.
Yeah.
Tom Stockton's had a few
Jack.
berries. Stuntman Steve says, "I just want to know something that's really annoying me, Mark. Really annoying. Why is Mark looking like a Simpson?" And Tom checks your Instagram, mate. I am looking well yellow, and I look like I've got jaundice.
You know the worrying thing is that my last name happens to be not a particular cartoon. And when you ring up, Mark, well, at least your last name is not Simpson, so you fucking what name Simpson? Yeah, all right, funny. What is not like? It's actually like.
I'm checking my Insta.
Jack Howard says, "I've been in and out, Luke. Mate, busy in oi. Yeah, Jack's. Yeah, he's in and out. He's is he? I don't know. Ask his girlfriend." Luke John Frost says, "Silky sheets, Jack, mate. Yeah, exactly that." Steve Stuntman says, "Jack Howard, you fucking legend, man. Yeah, absolutely. He's awesome." Tom Stocks says, "All that was in cupboard." Tom Stocks is drunk. Genuinely drunk, off the wagon. Jack Howard says, "Fresh sheets were required." No wonder you were in and out, you dirty bugger. Tom Stocks fires back and says, "You've been in and out." Yeah. We're on the wavelength, Tom. We're on the wavelength, mate. Jack Bandit says, back to Tom's point earlier, craft independent quality. Honest beer drinkers need to be critical to push the culture forward. Yeah. Which is what you're doing. Mate, I've got a video. I've alluded to it a couple of times. I've got a video coming out about this, and you can see it says Craft Lager by Craft Nation, and it's called A Golden Opportunity. And
yeah, but I mean, sorry, Jack, to be like, but I mean, Lords is, I would say, crap, but they're not independent. You know, John's crowd, not crap, but he's funded by. You know, he's not just. John is John. I want to start a brewery. You know, it's not just John.
I mean, they're independently owned in terms of not being owned by a parent company.
That's the problem. Like the term independently owned is too vague.
You know, what do you class as independent? That's the thing. Like, what do you class as? Some people might say, well, independent means you bought all your own shit, but.
And let's be honest, are Northern Monk independently owned? Are they? They might be.
I think I
highly doubt it in this day and age.
Yeah, we are not aware that Northern Monk has any parent operator, but it doesn't mean they don't. But at the same, it goes back to the point I was making about Budvar. It doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. That's my argument. It doesn't really matter if they're independently owned or not. It depends what they're producing. That's all that matters. What they're producing at what price point? Is it acceptable? Is it good stuff? Yes or no? Beyond that, it's fairly relevant. Now there's a mitigating factor beyond that in the likes of Brewdog or some other breweries that are owned by parent companies who also have interest in, let's say, warmongering tendencies. I'm not going to name names. We all know who we're talking about, right? At which point you go, is that acceptable? Brewdog aren't one of those people, by the way. I realise I've mixed those two up, but Brewdog have had their fair share of bad press. Is
it a magic company?
There is one. Yes, there is, but it's not the only one.
It's like a magic.
It's not. They aren't the only one. There's quite a few that are owned by that particular company. Even if they're making good beers, if you know about their what their parent company does, you can't honestly buy their beers going, "Oh yeah, I feel fine about what I'm supporting," which is weird. At the same time, I'd happily buy a pint of Heineken if it was the only option. They're like they do a lot of shit, but it's kind of weirdly, it's nowhere near as bad as the owner of some of the craft beer companies, which is bizarre. Like it's just I don't know. It's so sketchy in a lot of places. It's hard to call.
By the way, totally unsponsored unplug, but if you like to buy some beer from Beer Brothers in Preston, they are 100% independent. Two guys started their own shit. It started in the garage, and it became a little bit more than they could handle. So they now own 4 or 5 tanks on an industrial estate in Preston.
Bloody hell.
Top guys. They do some really good beers, but they are now looking at moving into 440 cans exclusively, which is a bit of a weird move. So they're getting rid of their the 330s and looking at moving into exclusively.
Right.
440.
Hold the fort, boys. Wee time.
Oh, we'll hold it.
I think like you, Tom, it's a ballsy fucking move to like say we're no longer doing 330s. We are now 440 or fucking bust. But
you say that, but John did a stream the other day from the brewery talking about the new beer. Everyone,
Belgian like 11% beers, like 330 cans. Obviously, most people are going to go 440. 11%. It's a no from me. But
no, it depends. Yeah, no, you're right though. It depends.
Yeah.
What annoys me is breweries that bring out a 4.5% lager and only do it in 330 cans. It's like, what's the point? But yeah, no, you're right. If it's above 6.5%, 7% and you want to do it in 330, it's absolutely fine. But it all depends on the volume and how intense it is. Like if you're bringing something out with a seriously overpowering taste profile, you only want it in a 330.
Yeah,
it just depends. It just depends. But if you're making
sent the email out basically saying from 2022 we will no longer be bottling any of our product in. Let me fuck it out up. I could be here all fucking night.
What are you reading?
That's definitely not it. It was coffee.
So Simo, what you on now? What drinking?
I'm belting at the minute, but
Crummy's on the JD.
I am.
So 500 ml, even not 440, but 500 ml. So I assume they're going to trim down their current range because at the minute they now have a Black Widow Imperial Stout at 10% and a few others, but I just can't see them making it to like a pint can. I just
Hold on. It's one of those weird things. There's a load of breweries out there, as I said, are doing like 4.5% lagers and only produce them in 330ml cans, which drives me up the wall. Meanwhile, Northern Monk are out there doing 11% impies in 40s. I'm like, this is the wrong way round. What are you doing?
In the private chat, that says from this year, we're no longer fucking basically, they say it's to do with fucking carbon. In other words, we're not making enough money on the small cans.
How does that work?
If we do, in other words, we ain't making enough cash off the small cans. The big cans make the cash, so we're fucking it. But I don't know.
Tom Stokes fires in with the worst kept secret on this Saturday morning. He's had a few.
He's had a few.
Luke John Frost fires back. Where are you out? Or are you out? Tom Stokes says vocation is quality. I think they do some. I think Vocation's got some bloody good beers in the lineup. Equally, I think they've got some absolute ringers.
Vocation, right? Founders. I was looking at Founders on various websites. By all accounts, they've had a bit of a checkered past, so I was very unsure as to whether
Vocation.
No, Founders.
Oh, Founders.
Founders Brewing Company. I've seen there's a handful of websites in the UK sell their products, but I was a bit unsure because they've got a bit of a checkered past. Apparently, they've done some nasty shit, but I don't know. I don't have any like evidence.
Brewers don't do nasty stuff.
Simi, you're about Founders, the US company.
Yeah, it was Founders like CBS.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, if you just want to buy some beer,
Shark, who said they've got a bit of a shitty reputation.
Okay,
do I buy the beers and be called, a fucking bigot, or do I just leave them as they are and not get the shit? I don't know. But Amazon of all places actually sell the beer, which is weird.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That is the thing. We'll shop at Tesco's. Tesco's have got some pretty good form in doing some bad stuff. Amazon have got some pretty good form doing some bad stuff.
It's like,
Shell,
Amazon,
Esso.
I mean, it's weird that Amazon, the whole place is. It's convenience. They do the 2019 CBS. They do a Founders Backwoods Bastard, whatever that is, and one or two others. But
Luke John Frost says ownership isn't the issue, size matters. That's what she said. I dealt with a brewery yesterday that can handle up to 250 cans. Day before, dealt with a brewery that can knock out 16k.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's scary, mate. It's scary. Tom Stocks.
I must admit, so I'm saying
330 mil. Maybe you're pissed out. You want to buy them litre cans.
I know that Mark, you were on there. Was it Thursday when John was saying about his new lager? He's running 330 or 440. You say about
we were both on.
Truly, the bigger can, the better.
440s, mate. 440s. Honestly, like one of the breweries I bang on most about is one of my favourites, Black Isle. If you want to buy some of their stuff, either online shop or from the supermarkets in Scotland on the few that stock them, it's all 330s. It drives me up the bend because most of their beers are pint worthy.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. 330s. Honestly, the amount of times I've bought their beers and just stacked two into a pint glass and then had a little bit left over just to top it up with.
It's not.
They are not. Like, they make incredible beers, but they're not. Most of them are not strong enough to warrant a 330ml can. It's just not worth it.
Right. I feel I'm going to skip this comment. I'm going to jump back. Stuntman Steve, 93 Legends, all serious. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your love and sympathy and understanding. Much love to you all. You're amazing people. Love to you all.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers, Steve.
Good night, mate. Speak to you soon.
Steve's a nice guy. Steve's a top bloke.
He's a bloody legend, mate.
He's had a shit time, which he's unfortunately.
He's in a rough old 12 months, bless him. He's just a lovely person.
There's a lot of.
I did message him back on Instagram after his last message, so I'll chat to him later.
Luke says, at Tom Stocks, got myself some Vocation Hebden Lager and chocolate honeycomb stout. These I'll sink on Sunday.
I have both of those sat in my fridge.
Did Vocation do a chocolate honeycomb stout, or is that the Seven Brothers one?
It was Vocation. It looked like a crunchy, Tom.
I'll
be honest with you, Tom. It was.
Yeah, Vocation done. It was the Red Star, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit meh.
Tom,
I'll tell you.
Tom Stocks.
It was a bit thin. Nothing.
Sounds lovely. Drunk all of mine.
I have a weird thing. I have a weird thing with Vocation that most other people won't have, and it's that the guy who founded Vocation was one of the founders of Blue Monkey.
Oh, okay.
Right, conflict.
Not even conflict of interest, right? They're almost polar opposites in that Blue Monkey stick to their guns and will only produce what they're good at.
So, Tom, how much is Blue Monkey paying you?
Nothing at all. That's the terrible part. I just love them. I've loved them for years. Nothing at all. But Vocation will put anything out. Vocation will put anything out, whether it's good or not, and that really annoys me.
Vocation approach them.
But isn't that, Tom? Aren't you walking in the footsteps of the kind of craft versus commercial thing? And I think it's a broader question than that. But
there we go.
Probably.
You're in the rounds, aren't you? You are.
Doing it. I'm not sure why. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those. It's one of those things where, because I know the history, I see Vocation and they are dedicatedly craft, whereas Blue Monkey are kind of more trad. So I think, well, the guy that started that and then went on to craft, it should be producing absolutely mind-blowing stuff. And sometimes they produce mind-blowing stuff. Equally, sometimes they produce stuff that go, why the fuck did I pay for that? It's pointless.
But I think you said craft and trad. I think this is where the waters are muddied. I think you can be trad but craft.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not doubting that at all.
It's see, to me, craft is. I mean, I go back to the little village I used to live in Kent. They used to have the craft markets in the village hall and stuff, and it was literally like Granny Ada knitting Christmas tree decorations, and that was craft. That she got the nicest wool to work with, and she put her time and and that's craft to me. When you get the best, where you buy the best sort of materials, ingredients to get the best results. And commercial is, you might get the best materials and ingredients, but you long them out, and it's commercial. Then it becomes a commercial thing, and that's like the craft versus commercial thing that I talk about. And I think you can't be, to my mind, I think it's really difficult to be craft and commercial, because you're either craft or commercial. You either want to pump out the best stuff possible, or you want to pump out the most profitable stuff possible. And I understand both sides, but that's where the argument sits for me.
I think it might be slightly. Yeah, I think you might have slightly simplified it.
Yeah, I haven't. I think there's a lot of subdivisions. I think small batch is probably the best term.
Yeah. So I mean, the only reason I say that is because breweries like Blue Monkey, and my Blue Monkey is your ampersand. It's just the local brewery that we both really have a soft spot for because they're local and everything else. Like you know what it's like. You just have that thing for them, and a lot of people might not agree. But equally, anytime anyone else has had their beer, Paul and John have had them, and both were actually quite blown away. Like Paul sent me a message one time going, "This bottle from Blue Monkey gave me. I didn't think it was going to be any good, so I didn't review it. I drank it by myself, and now I feel really guilty that I didn't review it because it was absolutely exceptional. Like it was one of those, like they are the reason that argument is solely down is that every single brewery out there is a business, unless they have the person behind it has so much money they don't need to worry about losing money in the beer.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm lucky with Ampersand, because they have got some good back. Like the guy that runs
Simo's about to crack into a 10%er. What is that,
Simo?
It's a waste of money. It's a vocation. It's part of the naughty Nash range, and they're all pretty shit.
What one's that though?
Which one is it?
This is their Imperial. All it says is Naughty Nash Imperial Stout.
Okay, so the straight up Naughty and Nice is decent.
It looks all right, but it's 10%. You know, it's.
I've had the regular one that clocks in at about 6, and that's good, but I don't know what that one's like.
I've also got a American lager and a Christmas beer, I assume. It's called Shepherd's Watch.
Shepherd's Watch. Who's that from?
This is by Waldtop Brewing Company.
Okay.
At 6%, so.
There you go. What are you going for, Simo?
The American cans are weird because they're slightly bigger than our cans. They are 350,
aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's 375 or something.
There's a fucking label cover. There's a yellow label covering it all up. So yeah, they're not bad. They're 12 fluid ounces, whatever that is in fucking milliliters. No, but
right. Let's get through some comments. Jack Bandit says 7 p.m. here in the US. That was 19 minutes ago. Jack,
you're only 19 minutes, man. You're not like 3 hours.
Where are you, Jack? I feel like you're in Illinois, which is where all my family are, but I might be lying. Tom Stock says you're out. You're at the pub end off. I think there was a Russian bot in here. Ready?
All right.
Horse meat.
Yeah, horse meat, mate. Everybody rings about horse meat, mate, but they're all eating for
Tom must work for a French burger company.
No, I've said it before. Horse meat is actually delicious, whether you don't like it or not. It's very tasty.
Yeah, I've never had it out of principle. I don't think I could never eat Black Beauty.
You've never had a horse kick the side of your car in. After that, it's quite easy to have a steak.
Yeah, fair play.
You'll just like go back to the meat. Not a fucking traumatise a poor lad. Just like, yeah, horses are right, mate. Horses and knobheads, mate.
Tom says, in the sort of world we live in,
horses are shit ass.
Tom says, in the world we live in, I'm surprised no brewery has come up with a sustainable beer brand. Well, kind of Toast Brewery have kind of tried it.
Brewdog have been poking it for years.
So, Sam, you've been a fan of Seven Brothers. They've done it with they've done the Cocoa Pops, the Rice Krispies and all that shit. Sure, that's classes.
Yeah, they have done it. It's good. It's good recycling stuff. All that range of beers, though, still admittedly is not. Yeah, it's not the greatest beer. In the grand scheme of things, it's quite average. It's not bad beer. It's also not good beer.
I think we need to address the Brewdog thing with this question. If you're going to be zero carbon, I think they said they were carbon negative.
Carbon negative, yeah.
But they're also morally negative. And I think the BBC thing's going to come out. I think you can be, fake it till you make it. I think the BBC, I don't know what the BBC thing's going to say. I recommend you watch it because I think it'd be a really, really good watch. And I'm going to promote the hell out of that because people need to know what's going on. Good or bad, it might not be that bad. It might be that.
Do you know what? I used to like Brewdog. Like, so when I first went into the sort of non-lager, sort of, like the I used to like the 5 AM Saint and the Dead Pony Club because they were very, very hoppy and different.
Oh, thing is, Dead Pony Club was incredible.
The Funk Cafe was
4%, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, Dead Pony, it was like 3.5, but it was awesome. It was very hoppy. And I always
Do you guys ever have Tactical Nuclear Penguin?
No, I think it'd probably kill me. No,
that sounds like a David Walliams children's book.
So it was Brewdog's. It was 37.5%. It was Brewdog's first. It was Brewdog's first attempt at the strongest beer in the world. I think it fell short, but it was.
Was it an Icebox or something, or some strange?
I've got no idea what style it was meant to be. It's been years since I had it when they first brought it out because the Nottingham Brewdog was one of the first. Obviously, it's probably about the fourth or fifth one they did.
To do with Man and Marv. It was sort of their idea, and Brewdog was like, "Yeah, we can do that," and then the guy was like, "Get on, we can do that."
Yeah. Weirdly, that. They only did it in shot like 25ml shot size servings in their bars.
That's very strange.
And actually,
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. It was actually nice for a shot. Like that beer for a strong beer was actually really good.
Hold on.
No, I didn't try steak. Oh, hold on. Was that the second one or the third one?
No, hold on.
But it's strong, whatever it is.
Anyone remember the song by Macklemore called like Thrift Shop?
Hey Macklemore,
we got the English version of Macklemore. He's in the house.
Oh, is he back? Jesus!
Oh, jeez! He says he's joining us.
Streamstag is back. Look at him.
He's joining us.
Look at me dance.
Keep stripping. Everyone wants it. Come on.
The spice open it, John.
Right.
How are we doing, Simo, you saucy monkey, you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Tired. I need popping in because I need to go to bed. I am shattered.
He's only popping in because he started off on someone else's live stream for 3 hours and now he's feeling guilty.
He fucking did you for Kent beer and now he feels guilty, so he's going back to like.
Hey, look, you don't need me on all the time. You don't need me on all the time.
All the time. Where are the glasses? Bring the glasses back, John. Where are the glasses?
Oh, the glasses down there. I've had 12 books
John,
of Warstein.
You missed some very interesting conversations.
There he is.
Macro versus somebody was saying, so if you have investments, does that still make you craft? Was I think one of the conversations.
Oh, well, yeah, it does.
You just like that. You like fucking Daft Punk. You know? It's like just John's like Daft Punk. He's like,
yes, it does.
Well, I've got investors, and I'm still craft.
Go on, John. Go all back.
I think it's to do with capacity.
Yeah, I said this earlier about small batch.
Yeah, I think once you get past a certain amount, and efficiency is the number one conversation.
So, John,
you're not craft.
If Captain Millionaire came along and said, John, here's 20 million, but you carry on doing what you're doing, would you take it, or you like, nah, get a fuck?
Yeah, I'd take it. I'd bite their
yeah.
fucking snatch their hand off.
Every single
like.
He'd finally buy that Rolex. I know what happened.
He might have rolling, mate. He might have a Jeep. He'd be like, you get a video going.
No. The Jeep would be gone.
He'd be doing it in a Range Rover Vogue, brand new one.
John, it'd be fucking heavy.
No, Mark, no one wants that car. Ignore that.
I've got to get some. I've got to get some.
Shut up! It's your channel, but I'm talking.
You look like Tom Cruise at a cocktail. Shush. Tom Stock. Luke John Frost says that Tom Stock's corned beef has never been the same since I took the horse meat out of it.
True. He's not wrong.
Smash the like. Hey,
pardon me.
Could you smash the like? I'd appreciate it. Tom Stocks then follows up with I'm meant to be on a date tomorrow and I might be a little bit hungover. Well,
John, would you buy a Hummer?
Hopefully she's an alcoholic too, Tom. I think you get on really, really well if she is.
I'm getting loads of echoing since John joined.
John joined. It's all downhill.
Luke says it's crunchy, but not crunchy, despite the crunchy logo. Definitely not crunchy. Yeah, that the vocation stout is a little bit like that. Trav says, boys, I've got you guys Bluetoothed in the excavator. It's fair to say I'm getting some odd looks from the public. Oh, Trav, imagine what you would have got if when John come out on in the basement earlier.
You know, I can imagine John rocking the Hummer, right? I can imagine John and Colby in the Hummer. And John's like, Colby, you drive the Hummer, mate. And then just like, grin over the fucking, like some big ass motherfucking Hummer. Like,
Luke's laughing at Travis. Il Corvo, I don't think I've seen Crummy a bit drunk before. It was a couple of weeks ago where he was pretty drunk, but he Crummy does hold it well because he's so clever.
I don't know, he doesn't seem drunk. I feel like I've seen
Stuntman.
Clever. Is that what you're saying, Mark? He's so clever. That's how he holds his drunkenness.
Honestly, I'm as thick as two short planks, so I struggle. Stuntman says, if I was on stream with you three guys, I wouldn't be the legend. I wouldn't be the legend. Lol, Mark, send your message on Instagram, pal. Right, much eat and go to sleep. Much love. Steve, take care, mate. Absolutely block messages from earlier, mate. Like we're on your side, mate.
John,
damn it, no pot noodles left. Mate, I'll tell you
John,
what.
Peanut I don't know what it is.
Prawn cocktail sandwiches. Bramwell
you
says,
know, you're like, sure, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Pit Vipers, they're the sunglasses I'm wearing.
Honestly,
I'm going to get some water because I might fall over.
John, get yourself a beer, you'll be all right.
Bramwell says, like breweries are transparent with their ingredients and process, honest with descriptions, traditional and modern. Yeah, I like that. This is one of the reasons why I homebrew. I know what's in my brew. Yeah, Bramwell, I can't blame you, mate.
I feel like out of all of us, Mark, like Bramwell's giving the best fucking. The best out of it is that it's made of like amateurs. That
Bramwell and Sharky, mate. Get the homebrewers on. They know their stuff.
Well, homebrew, mate, they know what they're on about. Yeah, so fair play to them.
Luke says, "Don't lose your noodle, Tom." Tom says, "What's that?" Bramwell. Luke says, "Bramwell, I've got a brew near me that's had 24. Brew near me that has 24 different hops in it. They name them all, but it's a flavour explosion." Is that a beer with 20? No. Is that a beer with 24 different hops, Luke? I think that'd probably be a bit excessive.
Well, I could believe it.
I can't believe it though, because I think beer's gone to like the excess I think beer's gone to this weird excess thing where more hops, more malt, it's more. Tom says, "Wrap it." Oh, John's going to wrap it because he's
I'm ready.
John's got an album out tomorrow.
That Sleeper like a pint glass is. I need one, mate. That Sleeper pint glass is just something else, mate. I just need one.
It's a Budvar one.
No, I thought you but the Sleeper lager one. Yeah, I need one of them. Just
yeah, we can sort you out. I'll
tell you what, Crummy, you've got one of them out. You've got one of them mice.
I got the email like, what is that? I was like, that is so. I need one of them straight. Oh,
Crummy's got a mice, but Crummy's got a mouse that looks like a butt plug. Where is it, Crum?
Really?
Yo.
I wouldn't want to stick that on my bum.
All I can say is Mark's very adventurous.
You fuck's sake, wow. You got a mouse looks like a butt plug.
Mark, are you all right? Are you right? Are you upset because I deserted you and went on another?
Hold on, Mark, hold on. We need to do a little bit of education here. Mark, this is a mouse. This is a beer tap. They're very different. This one is more suited to the activity you're talking about. But
I feel like if you put that bottle of British Monkey on your chest, you've got the 3 stages to anal penetration. You got the butt plug, you got the Bite 365, then you got the big boy.
Nah, Mark, if that's a butt plug, then you're a brave man.
Mark, honestly, if you're thrusting that up, if you're not shouting Thundercats at the point of penetration, you're missing out, mate. That's all I can say.
Oh, God.
Do you know, I need. What were you giving you? With my
I've successfully derailed a stream more than I ever have in my life. I'm very pleased right now. That's it, they're all off. I win. That's it. Oh, dear. I'm very big on myself right now, people. Everyone lost it.
Hold it together.
Yes. Oh, dear. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with myself. Mark, please carry on with the comments if you can.
What the job?
I've got to go Zen.
Oh my goodness. Oh my word.
Thunder.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
I'm actually broken.
I need to know who snorted down the mic because that was fantastic. Someone's still going. Oh dear.
It's not me.
Someone's still snorting down. Oh jeez.
What has happened to this live
Leave
stream?
your dead. Leave your alive.
Oh dear.
I need to say that I'm going to have some water and go to bed. I'll see you later.
No, you gotta know what to go to bed now. No, you gotta stay after
Turned up
that.
into a madhouse.
Oh my God.
Talking about
right.
It's not my fault.
I need to rattle through. Tom says he's having the 10% one tonight. That must be you, Simo, with the stout.
I think I'm broken. I don't think I
Simo's
can.
broken. Mark's had it. He's sitting down now. Honestly, I need some Crocs on my feet. It's a nightmare. Bramwell says, I brew a lot of heritage beers just so I can get variety and taste some beers that are out of fashion and not really to the taste of everybody's palate. I'll tell you what, I think this is probably a really good thing to come on to with Lord's ESB. It's been one of the most popular beers since it was canned, and it, quite frankly, is a sort of trend, if you like. Equally quality-wise.
You say that I'm not I've not tried it yet, but a lot of people, and myself included, have said in the next year, ESBs, best bitters, milds are going to come back. I think it's slightly ahead of the curve. And in 6 months' time, we'll be going, yeah, that was fantastic.
I think that's the thing. I think that's where I'm not going to lick your arsehole, John, but I think that's where probably John and Simon got it right. It is ahead of the trend. I think if you were to lick your arsehole.
Oh dear. I've got that horrible feeling that somewhere in Simmer's obituary they'll be blaming me for a comment that killed him. He's off. He's totally off.
Oh, Mark, I love it. I love your stream. It's just insane.
Honestly, what is going on?
Since you started, I don't know what's happened. So when I try and do a stream with you on it, it turns into carnage. And if I come onto your stream, it turns into carnage.
Yeah, but John, before you joined, it was fine. So it would appear that the mix is you and Mark is carnage.
It's like the man goes, I won't let you
I'll take that,
off.
Mark. I love you, Mark. I'll cheers my gin to you.
You too,
He's drinking water out of a Budvar glass now. That's what's happening.
Oh, fuck hell.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Let's get through some comments. I'm about 30 minutes late. Luke John says, "You're talking about Mike's, Tom."
Maybe I don't know what I said, so maybe.
He would have been. Tom Stock says there was a beer at Spoons that was incredibly hoppy. Wasn't changed nationwide, but they stopped doing it. I can't remember the name of it. Could have been Oakham. Could have been Oakham Citra. That was doing the rounds in the Spoons a while ago.
Yeah.
By the way, the head brewer at Oakham died.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's very sad.
Yeah,
I thought the fucking stream is repeating. It's this fucking Apple Watch. The fucking stream is repeating about 30 minutes later. And the watch is going.
Trammell says, "Luke, that sounds crazy. Too many hops in user profile. 24 varieties is crazy, but I'd try it, mate. I'd love 24. I think it'd just be an absolute mess. I think it'd taste like stinging nettles come the end, but I think it'd be worth the go." Tom says, "Hey, I was doing just fine before I met you." Luke John says, "Gollum's in the house. He's precious."
He is precious.
John looks like a fortune teller, so I don't know what's going on.
Who the lally? Who the what?
Kent says was going to join, then see John. Oh, mate, you can jump in. I think I can do 6.
Tom, Mark, that's what half an hour ago.
Well, I'm about to go.
Craig's got the link if he wants to jump in, but I can understand if he doesn't want to at this point of chaos. So.
To be fair, we're going to be going for another probably 22 minutes. We'll go to 2 o'clock.
Well, I'm off. If that's all right, huddle. Absolutely. Hold on for dear life. Is that all right, Mark?
I feel that's
John,
car friend thing.
Mark, are you all right there?
Mark, you're all right. You stay.
Are you all right? You slag? I need to go to bed.
He's off.
Okay. His arms are talking after his brain. That's great with me. I'm going now. I love you all. And
take care, John.
See you later, mate.
See you all. I love you all.
Well,
Thanks for coming on, mate.
Bonjour. See you later.
Bonjour.
That's bonjour. Hello.
Jack says, "Oh hell! Once John threw on those sunglasses, I lost my arse."
Yeah. There's the effect.
Stuntman says, "Saw John here. Had to say hi. Love you, man. Yeah, he's a good old boy." Stunt says, "Now I'm going. Much love. Take care, Stunt. And yeah, our messages earlier, mate. We got you. We got you." Tom says, "Flashy beers."
I got no beers, but I got the old number 7.
I'm on the
Crummy's
Crummy's favourite brewery, ampersand Pulpit Pale.
It might be my favourite brewery. I've never tried it.
So, Tom, Maui, what's your thoughts on fucking Azvex? What the fuck they called? I can't even
Azvex.
Yeah. I've been doing a couple of like videos and a couple of like unboxing.
Yeah. So I did the unboxing, and I did a live stream last Friday trying.
Is the question like, would you say yes, buy them, or is that nah? Hold on.
Okay, my takeaway is this: the quality is brilliant. They are doing really good quality beer, but my slight grievance is that they're doing what every other trendy craft brewer is doing, is filling it full of hops and hoping for the best. So if you like very hoppy beer and are willing to pay £4 plus a can, you will enjoy it. It's not bad beer. In fact, it's brilliant beer. But at the same time, if you like very malty traditional beer and are hoping to find a new brewery, it's not for you.
Mark, you're listening? Because Mark's trying to get us to buy like a few cans.
I told Crummy to get on it.
He did, yeah.
No, that's wrong. I made you aware of the deal. I made you aware of the deal there, right?
Mark was like, "What can you do?" I was like,
well, no, because Simo, me and you were talking about a video, and it was like a new brewery showcase, and it was like, who's new? And it was like Azvex, and it was like, who else?
The one of them where people go, who? Yeah, who the fuck are they? So, yeah. I mean,
did you see Alpha Delta's reply to Azvex this week?
No, what was that?
No, I didn't.
I popped it in the group chat. Simo, I send it to you. So, it was because obviously Azvex's logo is dangerously close to Alpha Delta's.
Really?
He looks very much invested now. He's like, bring it on.
I'm trying to locate. How long ago did you send this, Mark?
2 days ago.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Is that Wednesday?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
On top
I can't find it. You might have to send it again. I don't see this.
I'll do it. I'm going to send Josh Simpson a message.
Oh, fuck. You got it on Dude, you're not on fucking Instagram. We can just.
Where is it? There it is.
Who fucking know? Tom's like, I'll find it.
I can't find it. He's going to have to send it again.
Crumb. There we go. There he is. Message.
Waiting in anticipation.
Instagram. Okay, come on.
Right. Is it as good as I remembered it?
I'm waiting. Wait. What do you send it to?
Instagram.
Just look at the name of the beer and look at the logo.
I was waiting for Instagram to wake up.
And
so the watch is like, you have got a message. And YouTube, and the piece said, no, you've not, mate. Just like fucking internet, mate.
Mark, you sent it from not your normal Instagram, just so you know.
Oh,
was it from you, Mark?
Yeah.
Is it from Mark Fury?
I've got control over 3 Instagrams.
Yeah, all right. I got the message.
Was it sent to me? Was it sent to?
Yeah.
Sumo,
yeah.
Was it sent to my old one?
I mean, I'll be honest. The logo's not dissimilar, but also not anywhere near identical. But the name of the beer is very similar to the name of the brewery.
So what are we looking at? Come on. What are we looking at?
Yeah, I thought it was quite bold.
I don't have a message, but I can't fucking see it because
Right.
Right.
I'll try and
literally
hold
says
it up.
here,
You see it?
No, fuck off, sorry. Don't I show
And what's the beer called, Tom?
So the beer is
haven't got it.
called Exivza, I think. XEVZA.
So it's almost like Azvex backwards, isn't it?
It's almost like Azvex backwards. Yeah, can you see it?
And what does the top of the can say?
If you can't beat them.
Max having your brain. It's like, hang on, what's that? What did it say, Tom? Hang on.
What did it say, Tom?
What did it say, Tom? What, Tom? Tell us.
I told you already. Do you want it again?
Yeah.
It says if you can't. Hold on a minute. Let me re-find the message. I've come out of it. It says. There we go. If you can't beat them. What it says? Probably, but all it says is top line. If you can't, second line, beat them.
Yeah.
I thought it was like Cobra Kai shit. Like if you can't beat them,
yeah, it's a bit that way.
Right.
I mean,
Mark,
Azvex have done a great job in that I've seen more of their can work on more streams and more feeds than.
I must admit, Tom, you are the only person that I've ever even seen Azvex on.
Okay,
no
fair enough.
reviewer is like, Azvex, like, who the fuck are they? Oh, Tom, Azvex. Other than that, I'm like, I ain't got no fucking clue who they are. Like,
that's right. I know Raggy's done some, and there's a few big Instagram accounts that covered him. But yeah, it's just they make very good beer at a pretty high price.
Moonside, aren't they?
Yeah, they were pricey. They were pricey.
No shit.
I think a lot of people were like, thank God I had the 50% off because it makes it bearable.
It's like.
But equally, I'm really intrigued by them.
Yeah,
I'm really intrigued by them.
Yeah, they seem like they've got a lot of. I don't know. They're obviously those are something because they ain't cheap, you know.
No, I mean, I slightly worried they're just going to be another Neon Raptor.
You know, I don't want to be like, they're that fucking brewery. They've got a few expensive beers, but they're a bit shit.
Is another Neon Raptor a bad thing?
Yes and no. So
I've never had a single beer from Neon Raptor.
I mean, I've had a few, but I'm local to them, so obviously, more likely. But
see, I found out that even the local beers, you would like some were okay and some were like don't.
That was really good. It was called like Nighttime Radio, Night Drive Radio, Session IPA. That was
so. So Neon Raptor basically almost exclusively don't brew the same beer twice. They had a few really popular ones they've done like once a year or something like that, but they have no core rate.
I think it was Scott originally, and then Scott made a big deal, and I was like, oh, and then you were like, Near Raptor was like, so that's two people that I've now heard who said they're very good. So here's
the problem. Neon Raptor make very good beer when they go out of their way to make a very good beer, and you'll pay 7, 8,
very good price.
7, 8, 9 to even 11 quid a can for one. It's fantastic. Of course, it's fantastic. It's 11 quid a can. It should be fantastic.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
you're expecting.
Meanwhile, you go to their tap room and pay 7 quid for a pint. And I'll be honest, sometimes it's great and sometimes it's absolute dog shit. So it's like, why are we doing this?
I bought it was a Boxcar and Day collaboration, a barley wine called Crocodile King. I thought, well, Day win. Boxcar must be pretty good. Day are doing a thing with him. I think it was £11.50 for the bottle. I thought, fuck. It's Dave, and it was just okay. It wasn't anything. It was a good barley wine, but it was nothing special. It was like, well, that could be any other fucking brewery in the world. You know, it was just okay. It was nothing.
Yeah, that's the.
Thought, pardon, I just fucking paid $12 for that. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the that's the problem with them. Their brewery and tap room is in a part of Nottingham that's like not high end, but equally is also the very trendy place to go. If you know what I mean, it's like one of those up and coming areas where there's a few coffee shops around there where people will pay £7 for a coffee, regardless of whether it's any good or not. It's just one of those. It's just one of those things, and they are capable of making exceptional beer, but they don't do it all the time. And because they don't have a core range, it's really difficult to say whether they're a good brewery or not.
It's like there's a brewery in Preston, which
thing is
called Beer Brothers, right? And they do some very good beers, but there's no core beers. They do like probably 6 beers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And then sort of when they're done, they do another 6 beers, and sort of they do a supermarket range. I say supermarket in quotes, like a sort of supermarket craft range, which is for 2-3 beers, and they're okay. But the actual stuff you buy from them is very good, but none of its consistency. You could buy the Belgian blondes this week, and then a month later it'll be very different because it's just brewed as and when. It's not constant. It's just as and when and fucking now and then, sort of. It's not bad. It's just not great. It's a shame, but But it seems that they're now going to do 500 ml cans, and that's it. So. I think that a lot of the stuff that I liked about them probably going to die off, and then there'll be some sort of weird macro craft beer, but they were great while they lasted. So,
right then, guys, we are slowly wrapping this stream up now because I logged on to Crummy's stream at 5 p.m.
You did.
And we're now nearly 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Go, mate, go marathon these comments.
Let's marathon these comments. I think it's just basically Tom Stocks spamming the chat from being drunk. Taylor says turned on subtitles for Simo and it just said question mark.
No, Taylor's a break. I've known Taylor for a very long time, but he's still a fucking knobhead.
Disco's in the chat. There we go. Well, that's one hell of a time to walk in. What happened there? Who knows, mate? Honestly, we had all sorts going on. Top Crummy's mouse looking like butt plugs and all sorts. Jackman says, "John, check out your channel, mate." He is long gone. Steve's gone.
How far behind?
A little bit behind.
Some valuable input from John at Lords saying he loves the chuff nuts.
Of course.
I think you got a laughing face, and you got Tom, Luke,
everyone laughing at John, and suddenly we're caught up. So, what you boys up to this weekend? Obviously, Crummy, I know you got a wedding tomorrow.
I have, yes. Reluctantly, I've got to go to a wedding tomorrow.
To the chat, you got about 20 more comments.
Yeah, I think you might have missed a few, Mark.
I think you might have missed. Yeah, I'm the right. Yeah.
I've got. That's the last one.
No, it's not.
you missed about 10 things then.
Oh, is that not the latest comment?
Oh, it is the latest comment, but I think you.
You missed about 10 things then, don't you? Am I losing the plot?
Oh, Tom. Tom's talking Star Wars and transaction fees.
Okay, that's fine. If that's
sorry, Tom, I need to catch up, and you have been my cheat code this evening. But what's your strat for tomorrow's wedding? Are you going to go like full on getting absolutely smashed, or are you going to?
It's a really weird one where
He's had a few weeks tonight, right? So we'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You've had a few weeks on the time before, so
that's true. I'm primed and ready.
The first few days you'll be like, I'm a bit sweaty, but you'll be cushy, mate.
It's a really weird ad hoc last minute wedding where we're going out in the morning, well, late morning to the reception, and then there's just an evening do later on at night. So it's kind of like a weird gap. But
is it like a full wedding? Are you not like there for the day, do you, or not?
No. Well, that's the thing. There is no real day do. It's a bit of a ad hoc situation. So basically, I'll turn up to the main event slightly hungover, and then get to come home, and then I just got to make sure I'm drunk enough to deal with the evening.
That was the main do time, like 7ish, I assume. That's sort of no.
It's
7 p.m. So you got a day to be rough as fuck, and then wake up, have a few beers, and like, I'm pushed in.
Yeah, basically go to the main event between like 10:30, 11 until like 1, and then come home for a little bit, and then go to the evening do, and then hope that I've managed to get inebriated enough to deal with it by that point. That's the plan.
So I feel like promise to come in on Sunday and go, you know what?
That's like a pretty good night to me, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it might be a great weekend. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I saw you like four like Tom's like, who's Tom's like, don't matter. Like, mine's around his missus just like, look, like,
what are you doing tomorrow? What are you got planned, mate? What does a young man do on his weekends off?
Mark, you get very strange looks when you're watching the live stream and your mates just sat there like fucking watching it. I was like, look, mate, I'm watching this, you're watching that, you just crack on, just fucking leave me here.
What are you doing?
I am watching that, but why not? Well, a mate of mine and his missus came out tonight, and they're all right, but they're a bit of fucking boring cunts. I'm watching this. Why are you watching the live stream? Like, well, it's like,
Simo, what are you doing for your day?
I was working today. I was fucking fitting pools and don't get me started, mate. Fucking captive reach, man. I ain't paying, mate. Well, you are paying because we're just in a freaking grand job, mate. Well, I'm not paying. Well, you are, mate, because we're just feeding this pool for you. So you either pay for it or I'll smash it to bits.
Jeez.
I'll tell you what, guys and girls, I think we're close enough to 2:00 to call it. Thanks for coming in. Thanks, Simo and Tom as well, for coming in. And,
great night.
Guys.
I'm just looking forward to the WhatsApp messages tomorrow, if I'm honest.
I'll keep you updated. It'll be good.
Slash Instagram messages. I think it's going to be quite an interesting day.
A great night.
Always.
Thanks to everybody that's been in the chat. Tom Stocks, I think Tom's got a date tomorrow. So good luck. Hopefully she likes stale lager breath. Jack Howard says it's still early. Jack, you are like a social butterfly.
I don't know I can't see it.
Disco's been in. Luke John Frost been in. Tom, can you remind everybody of Luke John's bottle shop and discount code, please?
I can indeed. Search for the Drunken Duckling Drinks Emporium on Google. I believe it's drunkenducklingde.com, but don't quote me on that.
Put a link in, man. Don't mind.
Someone pop a link in. The code is Crummy12, active until end of play on Sunday. So
Mark, what link in there? Go on, Tom. You put a link in.
There you go. Crummy12 and drunkenduckling.de or just Google Drunken Duckling. Crummy12 is your code. Thanks everyone coming in. It's just Amazing. If you haven't hit that
Thank you,
subscribe
it's really
button,
nice.
please do. It means the world to me. We're fast approaching 200, which is insane. So thanks very much. Yeah, it's 2:00. Simo, Crumb, I appreciate that, boys. And I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.